And there goes. We are officially live. Okay, hello everyone, it's your favorite programming error that just refused to be fixed, CodeErr. And today, we're back with Doki Doki Storm. I've been excited about playing this. We got into a bunch of dark stuff last time, very dark stuff. Like Yuri almost dying. Today we're gonna continue experiencing the game of the DLC from Yuri's perspective. And we're gonna be hoping and praying that she doesn't almost die again. Also, Neon, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Now then. So again, last time we left off, I think it was the end of the second day. Meaning, day 1 main character got introduced and everything. Day 2 was the first time sharing poems. I know we got through that successfully, and afterwards Yuri almost killed herself. By accident. It can't possibly get worse, can it? I say that knowing what happens in Act 2. Also, hello the real Sayori. Welcome! Welcome! Second got a new update and it's great. Finally fixed the hurt note hit. Ooh! Ooh! Hype. Again, I know that the little project we have currently is a little bit of a development slump, but I will try to finally look into getting someone to do sprite sheets, and if I can do that, I hope that will kind of revitalize the project a little bit again. Because currently, when it comes to my week, we have a background, we have an icon, we have at least one song that was made. As long as we can get a sprite sheet, we could at least get one playable song going finally. That's basically what everything hinges on right now. Now then. Jumping into the Doki Doki. You can use the skip button to fast forward through text you've already seen. Yeah, but why would you tell me that, considering we have nothing to skip past? Oh well. So, let me slip into Yuri mode here, because again I need to... I wake up the next day, lying on top of half-made sheets. I'm feeling groggy, but memories of yesterday's events creep slowly back into my mind. I ache all over, especially my chest. Some panic hits me when I realize that I'm late for school. I start to get up, but a sudden wave of dizziness forces me to sit back down. I feel so shaky, I think I'm going to have to take things slowly today. Maybe I can wake myself up a bit by splashing water on my face. Why not use the skip button for speedruns? Yep, speedrun, best thing. So how do you speedrun Doki Doki? Well, first of all, you go into settings, you enable these two choices, you return, and then you press the skip button, and just be ready to select options as soon as they show up. That's all you need to do. Then again, I'm guessing there could be some optimization in Doki Doki. I think I talked about this before. Because maybe some characters' routes might take a little bit longer than other characters' routes. So there might be like an element of basically luck while writing your poems, because you're gonna be spam clicking through the poems to save the most amount of time. I'm guessing if you do a speedrun, you spam click through the poems and hope that you get the character route which takes the shortest amount of time to go through. That's my best guess. Speaking of the poem writing, by the way, I had an idea. I think when it comes to writing the poem for this stream VOD, I think I will try something interesting. I will look for anyone I can find who plays DDLC, see what poem they write down the 20 words they're using, and write a poem where in each line I use the words they picked in that order. So in the first line I have to make sure to use the first word they picked, second line the second one they picked, and so on and so forth for 20 lines. I'm sure I could do that. It would be an interesting little challenge, I think. And I think that's what I want to go for with this one. But anyway, we're still in the middle of the stream now, so that's for future me to worry about. I make my way to the bathroom. That's your stomach. No. I'm hoping that's because you were laying in a bloody puddle, and not because somehow you started bleeding in the stomach region now, because her chest seems fine. I think her chest seems fine. No bloodstains there, but bloodstain on the stomach. Again, I'm hoping that's because she was sleeping in a position where she was kind of lying on a bloody spot on her half-made bed. I'm hoping that's the best case scenario right now. No, why am I covered in blood? I cleaned it up. I cleaned myself up. I cast my mind back to last night, trying to remember. I realized what happened. I am so stupid. When I pulled the sheets off my bed, I held them up to myself. I was so tired I didn't realize I was smearing blood all over myself. Ah, there we have it. Okay, that works. Similar to what I was expecting, but we're fine. It's like I can't get away from it. I feel like crying. I just want this to be over. It's a good thing my parents have left for work already. I would have had a tough time explaining myself. I wonder how long it would have taken them to notice if I had died yesterday. After giving careful consideration, I decide not to change my clothes until I've dealt with everything else. There's no point in putting on a clean outfit if I'm just gonna get blood on it right away right afterward. In fact, I should call in sick. I hate missing school. I hate the feeling of falling behind in schoolwork. Well, we know she at least shows up in time for the club activities, so either she doesn't call in sick, or she calls in sick but comes to school specifically for the club afterwards. I don't know. I guess we're about to find out. But I don't think I have a choice this time. Aside from how physically ill I feel, I really need to finish cleaning things up here before anyone notices. When I call the school, they seem to accept my explanation that I'm not feeling well. Hopefully they won't try to confirm that with my parents. I look around at the candles. They seem to have all burnt themselves out. I guess I should consider myself fortunate that I didn't start a fire. Yeah, no, that's Sayori's thing, as we all know. I gather up the bedding from the floor as well as the sheets from the bed, which I see also has some blood on it. I take them all downstairs and load them into the washing machine. Now correct me if I'm wrong, but aren't bloodstains really hard to get out? Like, aren't bloodstains like really resilient? Or am I just imagining things? Oh well. I then proceed to have the largest breakfast I have ever eaten. I'm sure I look strange, gorging myself all covered in blood, but I try not to think about it. I'm reminded of what Sayori said yesterday. Breakfast is awesome. I chuckle to myself, it really is. As I'm eating, I turn my mind to what I want to do with myself. It's my new mission to try to reach out to people, to connect with them. Maybe even make friends. Hello, Rob. Don't worry, you haven't missed much, by the way, in case you were worried. We still haven't gone to school. In fact, Yuri called in sick. But I know she shows up for the club activities because I played the original game. Meaning, even though she called in sick, she's probably gonna go to school specifically to meet up with her club members. But yeah, we did call in sick because we overslept. And we have blood on our shirt. And we're trying to clean up after ourselves to make sure every last trace of our almost death is eradicated. So that's what's going on right now. Maybe even make friends. That feels rather ambitious though. Maybe making friends should be a long-term goal. I definitely feel safest approaching my fellow club members. I may not talk to them much, but I think I would feel much more comfortable talking to them than any of my classmates at school. And, well, as much as I think I have the best chance of making friends with Monika and Sayori, I find myself thinking about Natsuki. I had some very harsh thoughts about her during our argument yesterday, and maybe Code is right that she deserves more consideration. I should do something nice for her to make up for yesterday. Called sick because overslept? I just instantly go back to sleep, to be honest. Fair. So how many times has your game crashed? Well, even though I'm playing modded right now, no crash. The only time I had to deal with crashes was the previous mod I played, which was the one where Monica got cut in half. And that is the fact that the game immediately went down after I booted it up. But I fixed it by, instead of booting it up through the mod loader, I just put all the files directly into the game directory and booted it up like that, and that fixed it. But yeah. By the way, again, you're welcome to try any of the stuff I found online. Maybe some of it helps, but I can't really say for sure. Because again, I haven't had that problem before, so I have had no reason to experiment with how to solve it. But maybe at least one of those will help. Lucky, yeah. Never dealt with crashes in half. What's that mod named? Yuri's New Toy. Yuri's New Toy. That was the one. Also, Ivanov, hello, welcome to the stream.
I should do something nice for her to make up for yesterday. I may never be friends with her, but I don't want my new beginning to have enemies. But what can I do that she would appreciate? My first thought is to get her a new manga. I know she likes manga, but I have no idea which one I would get her, or even what's out there. I can't help cursing myself for not having ever looked at the ones she has in the club room. Somehow it's always felt like it's beneath me. But it would have been a good clue as to what to get her. My other idea is to get her some kind of baked goods. She likes baking, right? I wouldn't know what to get her of that either. I'm not fond of sweet things. Still, it does seem like the safer option. Once I finish breakfast, I head back upstairs. I check the garbage bag. The knife is still in there, seemingly taunting me with its presence. I gaze at it for a long moment. I feel angry at it. I feel like I want to punish it by throwing it out. But that's just senseless. Why do I keep thinking of my knives as if they're people? I did this to myself. My knife didn't do it. Even as angry as I am now, I know I would feel bad if I got rid of it. It belongs with the others. I'd hate to break up the collection.
Ah, yes. Don't want to throw out those fine additions to your collection. I have the DLC mod that is about everyone remember what happened in the original game. Has a good and bad ending though. Sign on Discord tomorrow. Feel free. I likely will not get directly into it because again I like to keep some variety and not jump from one DLC mod to the next. So we will play something else in between, but I will hopefully get to that soonish. The Debbie. You mean the purple? Yeah. Honestly, nice coloration. I like the coloration. I like the purple-black combination. A lot of colors look very good when complementary with black, but it looks a little bit corruption-y. Going to put off the DLC for now. Just gonna chill and play Yakuza tonight, and also show off an update to the Hunger Games sim. Ooh, gotta be sure I can make it. Also, the DLC mod club meetings is very fun. I see. Gonna have to think about those. Again, though, for now we're stuck with this one. And again, it's just a retelling of the original game, just from Yuri's perspective, but still pretty interesting. So currently on day 3, by the way. Again, just reiterating.
I reach into the bag and pull it out. Even covered in blood, it really is a pretty knife. In fact, I think the blood makes it look prettier. No, stop it, don't think like that. I shouldn't be thinking things like that, especially when I have a knife in my hands. I'd better wash it off right away. I clean the blood off the knife, making absolutely sure I maintain enough focus to not cut myself again, even by accident.
Fair. We don't want another incident happening now, do we? 3 months after playing this. So about 3 months after playing this mod? I shall wait. We'll see if it takes that long. I hope it won't. Never expected for you to stream today? You didn't? Well, I think in the previous stream I mentioned that I would try to stream on Sunday. But yeah, I know in recent weeks have kind of given the impression that I never stream on Sunday, because I rarely do it. But I talked about this. The reason why I'm streaming today It's because I'm gonna be going away for a few days again, so I need to wake up very early on Tuesday, so that means no stream on Monday. And then I'm gone for 3 days. So the next stream after this will likely be next Friday. Maybe if I come back home on Thursday earlier than expected and I feel up for streaming, I might stream then. But most likely the next stream after this is gonna be Friday again. So I really wanted to get another stream in today and not have an entire week of a break, you know? Because I always feel weird when I don't get to streaming for long periods of time. Yeah, and a knife in her hands. How could this go wrong? Oh, I don't know. I check every day. Yeah, that's fair. You do check constantly. For 11 minutes, because yes, why? No. Have fun on your trip, I guess? Oh, I will. I will have fun. Again, it's another 3-day trip. Same place as my previous 3-day trip. So again, same amount of time, same place. Once again, gonna ride some roller coasters, because fun. So yeah, also Matt, hello. What the fuck happened? Oh, don't worry, she has bloodstains on her clothing because she was carrying away stuff that was bloodstained, and she didn't notice that while carrying that, she kind of stained her current clothes with said blood. Now don't get me wrong, the bloodstains originally did come from her, but she then cleaned everything up after herself. Her wounds should have healed, kind of, but while cleaning up, she held the bloodstain stuff close to her body. But yeah, if she still had if her wounds were still open and still bleeding, then we would have a bloodstain near her chest and not her stomach. So yeah, we're good, everything's fine. So that's what happened. Has to go for at least 10. Yeah. Language, wow. No, we're not that strict here. What happened? Yuri and a knife. Yes, that is the short explanation. Also, hello. Hello, welcome back to the stream. If you're in the chats, welcome. So don't worry about the bloodstain right now. It's not like she's actively bleeding. We're good, we're fine. And she just ate a big meal to help herself get more energy because she was very dizzy this morning, probably from blood loss, but I don't know what it could if it's really that, or I don't know.
At this point, I feel scared about handling my knives. I just don't trust myself. Once it's clean, I look at my bloodstained pajamas in the mirror again. I'm sick of looking at them. I just want to get rid of all these reminders of what I did and forget that yesterday ever happened. After replacing my knife on the rack, I get to work on the blood on the floor of my room. I spent my time on my hands and knees scrubbing. There may be easier ways of doing this, but I find it quite cathartic to do it by hand. It's immensely satisfying to personally eradicate all traces of yesterday's folly.
Yeah, Code, you must remember to not... Yes, indeed. Yes, and... Where's Tord? Not here currently. But it's always a guessing game whether or not they show up or not. Whether or not they show up or not. I kind of doubled down on that. Oh well. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't. Fair is fair. So tall, she locked her in the basement. Wow. Sure. Let's go with that one.
Once I'm done, I add my pajamas to the contents of the garbage bag. I'm being wasteful, I know, but I can't stand the sight of them anymore. After showering and getting dressed, I take the garbage bag outside, being careful not to spill any blood on myself. I carefully place it in the garbage can underneath another garbage bag. Garbage pickup is on Monday morning, that's 4 days from now. I feel uncomfortable leaving a blood-filled bag here for so long, but I don't think I have a choice. I just want all of it to be gone. Monday can't come soon enough.
Monday can't come soon enough. You know what Monday is? The day of the festival, my dearest friends. The day of the festival. By the time we reach that day, all things will have taken a turn for the worse. Trust me, you don't want Monday to come. Monday be fun. No, you're not here. Option reading. What kind of... You know what? I'm not even gonna comment on what you say my name stands for. I shouldn't comment. Towards chart, also fair. Festival's gonna be so fun. Let's say you're hanging around by yourself. You had to say that again, huh?
I go back in and check on the laundry. It looks good.
This is getting into vanilla spoilers, so I'm alert for a bit. Fair. Very fair. I'm sure you'd be excited for the day of the festival, but yeah. Again, a lot of this would be considered vanilla spoilers, considering it is the original game, just retold from a different perspective.
I go back in and check the laundry. It looks good. It's a little discolored, but if I didn't know about what happened, I wouldn't guess it had been covered in blood earlier. Once the sheets are replaced on my bed, I feel like I can finally relax. In fact, I'm feeling good enough that I might go to school for the literature club meeting. I still think I'd like to share my poem with everyone else. And I still really want to make up with Natsuki. I don't want that hanging over me.
Just like Yuri will be hanging. No.
That can wait though. For now, it's time for the most relaxing activity I can think of. Somehow I can't bring myself to read Potter of Markov though. It makes me think of code. I put it away on my bookcase and bring back the book I was reading before. Soon I'm curled up in bed, a cup of tea in one hand, my book in the other. It's time to go. I change into my spare uniform. This is the point where I would normally decide which knife to take with me, but today that thought scares me. I don't want to get tempted. I might not even survive if I cut myself again, but at the same time, I still feel strangely nervous about the idea of going out without one. I wish I knew why I feel this way, but the feeling of comfort and security my knives bring me is undeniable. I really feel like I should find something safer that makes me feel that way, but right now I just don't think I'm ready to let go. I take the red knife down from the rack, the one with the pattern of flames on the handle. I'm still feeling cold. Maybe it will bring me warmth.
Highly doubt that a knife is gonna do that, but sure.
I place it in my bag and I head out. On my way to school, I stop at the bakery.
Ah, fair. Yuri and relax. Just don't be too relaxed. Yuri don't know. Yeah, I know. Debate? Okay. I see. My...
Look, I was gonna go easy on you not to hurt your feelings, but I'm only going to get this one chance. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. Something's wrong. I can feel it. 6
What?
minutes. Slim Shady, you're on. Just a feeling I've got.
Oh my god.
Something's about to happen, but I don't know if that means what I think it means. We're in trouble. Big trouble, and if he is as bananas as you say, I'm not taking any chances. You're just what the doc ordered.
Wow. It cut off a little bit early, but wow. Ain't that something, man? Also, my favorite debate. Yes, of course, debate is what we're all about here. The debate club, the one Monica was a part of before.
On my way to school, I stop at the bakery. I still have no idea what to get Natsuki. I'm just hoping something will inspire me. A display of individually wrapped oversized cookies catches my attention. I think these will be perfect. I wonder how people decide what they want when there are so many flavors available. In the end, I decide to get 2 different ones so Natsuki can choose her favorite.
So this is telling me that the one cookie that Natsuki shared with Sayori and the one she ate herself were both given to her by Yuri. According to this mod. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting little perspective.
I arrive at the club room to find I'm the first one here. I hope none of the teachers saw me come in. After my absence today, it might be hard to explain why I'm here now. In any case, I find my accustomed spot and sit down. and immediately wince in pain when my chest comes in contact with the desk. I take some deep breaths to manage the pain. I'm glad there was no one here to witness that, but I'm going to have to be more careful. I find that if I turn at the correct angle, I'm able to resume reading my book without risk of further injury. Before long, Natsuki comes into the room. Those white chairs, this is perfect. She walks past me with hardly a glance in my direction and heads straight for a manga collection in the closet. Well, I suppose I knew that wasn't going to be easy. I pick up my bag and walk toward her.
Fair, 666 points. Ooh. How do we decide if we buy something and it tastes good? We do not buy anything else than that forever and ever. Never try anything new. Exactly. You're so tired Natsuki didn't see her face. I mean, come on. Of course she didn't see her face. She's used to having to look up to see people's faces, and Yuri was sitting down. So of course she couldn't see her. Because she was actually on eye level with her.
Natsuki,
What do you want, Yuri?
I wanted to apologize for yesterday.
Seriously, you're bringing that up again? Look, you won, okay? Everyone is on your side against me. Do you have to rub it in?
I'm more than a bit confused by this. That isn't what happened, is it?
Oh, it's definitely what happened, you just didn't listen.
As much as I expected her to be hostile, I find myself completely unprepared for this. I pull out the cookies and hold them out to her. I should be saying something, but I can't find the words.
What? What is this?
My voice comes out as barely a whisper. I'm sorry.
There's the apology. Natsuki has risen to Yuri level, wow. Club of Debate, Egghead, Emulated, Relaxing, Jackie Rap, wow. So that's how it is.
Natsuki's anger is replaced by puzzlement as she takes the cookies from me.
Why are you giving me these?
I feel a strange temptation to say I want to be friends, but this is supposed to be a peace offering. I was wrong. I thought badly of you, and I was wrong. I'm fidgeting with my hair again. I want to make things right. I sound so stupid. I can come up with all kinds of elegant prose in my head, but somehow it all goes away when I have to say something out loud.
Thanks? You know, I didn't really mean what I said yesterday. Like, about your booze and stuff. I was just angry.
That feels gratifying. I try not to think about how it led to my chest wound. Do you want to talk about it? About your anger, I mean.
It's nothing. It's just... Code said he likes manga. It would have been nice to have someone to share with for once. That's all. You know, instead of the usual judgmental crowd.
She gives me a pointed look. I guess I deserve that. I am definitely guilty of looking down on Natsuki, figuratively as well as literally, because of our noticeable size difference, both in height and in chest size. I'm sorry about that, but you know, maybe you can still share your manga with Code.
Yeah, right. I think he made it pretty clear who he wants to spend time with.
Is she implying that Code still wants to spend time with me? But he preferred her writing style, didn't he?
Not in this timeline.
But what about what Code said about... I trail off trying to remember his words. He said that you felt threatened by the way I talked to you. I mean, he sounded like he probably hates me now.
Are you kidding me? Jeez, you have got to be the stupidest smart person in the world. You know what? Accurate, probably, very accurate. I just, wanted to bribe you and steal the teacher's answer sheets. Yeah, sure, it's nothing relatable. Again, top 10 things you say when you're not fine. So yeah, Yuri's chest is small, but that only means her chest is, just fat, yeah, maybe, what? What are you talking about? Cookies from me? I'm pretty sure I said takes the cookies from me, not sex the cookies. Code doesn't hate you, Yuri. In fact, I'd be pretty surprised if he doesn't come to you again today.
And Natsuki suddenly looks very uncomfortable as Sayori comes into the room. Sayori gives us a cheerful wave.
Thanks again? I mean, I don't really like coconut, but I'm not gonna say no to cookies, so... Anyway, I'll just go back to my manga now.
She opens one of her manga and almost aggressively turns away from me to read it. I guess she's dismissing me. I awkwardly turn and go back to my seat. I welcome the chance to sit down. The stress of talking to Natsuki is making me feel lightheaded all over again.
Hey Yuri, you okay? You're sitting funny.
It's nothing. I just have a bit of back pain today. That is at least partly true.
Okay, I hope you feel better soon.
I smile and nod in response before turning back to my book. As I'm reading, I reflect on my encounter with Natsuki. I suppose she wasn't as hostile as she could have been, but she wasn't exactly friendly either. I don't know what to make of it. And just then I see Code enter the club. I suddenly feel inexplicably nervous. After yesterday I had written him off as a lost cause, but now I find myself thinking, what if Natsuki's right? Maybe he doesn't hate me, maybe he could even grow to like me. Do I dare try approaching him again? I don't think I could bring myself to do that. I just quietly observe him over my book. Sayori walks up to him, all smiles.
Hi, Code! Yo, Sayori! Could you mail me clay as payment for the mod? I ran out and need a little more to finish the statue. Can't force you, just nagging. Nagging is fair. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. Because as much as I appreciate everyone watching my streams, I feel like once I start handing out stuff to people in chat, that's going down a rabbit hole that I'm not sure how I feel about it. I know it's, again, as you said, kind of could be interpreted as you know, payment for helping with the mod, but You said that I watched the clip. I'm pretty sure I didn't, but okay.
And now I engage in one of my favorite pastimes, people watching. It's fun to just sit and watch people interact and imagine what their personal stories are. It's clear from the banter between Sayori and Code that they've known each other very well for a long time. Very, very well, judging from the fact that Code is going through Sayori's purse. I'm far from being an expert in social niceties, but I'm sure I've never observed friends doing that before. Oh, but now it looks like there's more going on here. Code has just uncovered a sinister plot from Sayori to extort money from him. I love watching his deductive reasoning in action.
Yes, I am a master of deduction, because I have played Danganronpa. Indeed, yes. Stuff unless they pay. Yes, free stuff if you pay me, exactly. Yoko, there's this one game on Roblox. No. What game? Your point of view is rather dark. Well, this looks dark right now. True, true. Literally.
It's like watching a murder mystery unfold in front of me.
Again, as a Danganronpa player, I'm an expert in that. Phobia, it's a backrooms game. So fun. Ah, the backrooms. Truly an interesting concept. Wanna play it sometime? Maybe. I'll think about it.
This is the scene where the inspector gathers everyone together to reveal who the killer is. Now the culprit has been caught. Her guilt is exposed. I can't help giggling.
Huh?
Suddenly I realized that they're both looking at me. I wasn't listening or anything. It was just something in my book.
Yuri! Tell Code to let me borrow some money.
Don't get me involved like that, Sayori. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. And frankly, after pulling a mischievous little stunt like that, your suffering is fair enough retribution. Seeing those stunned responses makes me realize that I may have gotten carried away with my mystery narrative. Did I just... I didn't mean that. I got too absorbed in my book. So much for my fresh start, so much for trying to make friends. It's like, it's just my nature to do the wrong thing.
I really like when you speak your mind, Yuri. It doesn't happen much, but it's a fun side of you.
She liked it. There's no way you could think that.
Oh, but there is way. Pogger. Okay. I get it. Thank you for the dark, well, we weren't on a dark screen while the scream came, but still. I do honestly I love visual novels. I really need to play more of them. Because again, how many visual novels have I really played? The DLC and some mods, the Danganronpa series, and I guess on stream I played the ReZero visual novels, and that's about all the visual novels I can remember currently. Again, I've played some games that had a slight visual novel aspect, like, you know, with RPGs when you have your characters on screen with text boxes, but for those, the visual novel aspect wasn't the core aspect of the game. Oh, you're doing this one again, huh? Well, I'm just moving past that text-to-speech.
There's no way you could think that. What could this mean? Is she saying she's as bad as I am?
You're right, though. I did something bad and now I have to accept the revolution.
Retribution.
That!
Still coming from you, Yuri. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there?
Don't let her fool you. Does it make it funny? Cold but hotter? Damn. Damn. You mean the one in game? Fair. Don't let her fool you. Seiya knows exactly what she's doing. After all, she told you guys she was bringing me to the club before she even told me.
But you wouldn't have come if it weren't for the cupcakes, so I had to take Natsuki into making them.
She really is a devious one, isn't she?
Come on, give me more credit than that, Sayori. Pwap. I like how text-to-speech got real panicky there and now it's slowing down again. And then it just skips the dots. Remodeler of MC. I'm sure that exists. Okay, now you're carrying it a bit far, Rob. Okay, we're moving on.
Suddenly, a giant cookie smacks Yuri in the face and tumbles onto the desk.
Ow! What was... a cookie?
I recognize it as the coconut one that I gave Natsuki earlier.
Is this a miracle? It's because I paid my restitution.
Retribution.
Actually, that one almost worked. Why did I say almost? It completely worked.
I was just gonna give it to you, but I heard you blab about the cupcakes.
And with Natsuki's distraction, everyone seems to have forgotten about me again. Which is fine, I know how to contribute anyway. I just watched Sayori carry on in her usual free-spirited way, hugging her cookie, hugging Natsuki. I have an unmistakable feeling of envy for her, for the fact that she's so free of inhibitions that she can just go up to people and hug them. I would love to have a friend that I could just hug sometimes. I think that would be nice. Just then Sayori manages to get a bite out of Natsuki's chocolate cookie. I'm not sure how I feel about the cookies. I bought changing hands so many times, but it's still amusing watching Sayori's antics. I can't help noticing Code laughing along with me.
We're having fun. Sound speeds up. Yeah. Have you heard of Everlasting Summer, the visual novel? I don't think I have. No. I don't think I have. What's it about? Let me guess. A summer that never ends? like how a lot of the time I know when to take a step back from a group conversation when nobody's looking at me. I mean, fair, when nobody's looking at you, probably they don't seek your input, at least not actively.
Where's Monica anyway?
Good question. Have any of you heard anything about her being late today? Since I haven't been at school all day, others will probably know better than me.
Not me.
Yeah, I haven't either.
That's a bit unusual.
I hope she's okay. Of course she's okay. She probably just had something to do today. She's pretty popular after all. You don't think she has a...
Yes, the ever-present rumors about Monica's significant other. I wouldn't be surprised. She's probably more desirable than all of us combined. Just then Monica comes in.
And there she is. Shut the fuck up, naturally. Hey, don't you diss best girl. I'm sorry, I can get defensive. I know when nobody's looking at me, that moment I can just take a step back and change positions. Plus my silent walking works well. That I see, okay.
Sorry, I'm super sorry. I wonder what it would be like to be in a romantic relationship. To be that close to someone, anyone. To be liked and appreciated, and to be able to share together without fear or judgment. I'll bet it's even better than friendship.
Monica chose the club over her boyfriend after all. You're so strong-willed.
Boyfriend? What on earth are you talking about? For some reason Monica looks at Code when she says that.
Never mind that. What held you up anyway?
Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time.
That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least.
I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. I can understand how that would distract you from hearing the bell. Sometimes I get distracted from people in front of me just by my own thoughts.
Fair, yes, accurate. Wow, again, funny quotes, we all enjoy them. Don't we all enjoy those quotes? I'm sure chat enjoys them more than I do, especially Rob, otherwise he wouldn't be noting them all down.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
I don't really. I kind of just started recently. I've always wanted to learn piano. That's so cool! You should play something for us, Monica. That's...
Monica looks at Code again. Why does she keep doing that?
Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. Yay!
That sounds cool. I'd also look forward to it.
Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Code. At this point she abandons all pretense and gazes at him quite intently as they continue talking to each other. A thought strikes me. Could Code be her boyfriend? Well, no, I don't think so. He's still stammering bashfully as she talks to him. Everything about his body language suggests that they aren't close at all. But then why is she so seemingly fixated on him right now?
Well, we know why that is. Don't we all know why that is? Code is getting horny. How am I getting horny? Oh, you mean main character Code and not me? Also, might be. I mean, it's Monica we're talking about. But this version of Code is on the Yuri route in particular. Meaning that he is interested in the character we are currently playing. Character Code, fair. But come on, if like the most popular girl in class, it keeps looking at you directly and be like, yeah, I'm excited that you're looking forward to hearing me play and stuff. Yeah, I can understand why someone would get flustered. Oh my god, he wants the BB. Wait, who does he like? So it looks like, so far at least, it looks like he's into Yuri, the character we're playing as in this. And yes, I know that Yuri is not just a name, but also means something different, but it is also the name of our character right now. That's okay, also fair, I guess. That's you, not... I'm you. Okay, then. He looks at me directly, I would be like, hello, stranger, you can't handle the strong... Wow. Okay.
But then why she's so seemingly fixated on him right now? I'm sure I've never seen her look at anyone else like that before. I'm still thinking about it as I try to turn my attention back to my book. Both Natsuki and Monika are drawn to him. Sayori is so close to him. Well, I suppose I'm no different. I feel myself drawn to him too. But I have a reason for it, right? It's because he's shy like me. He creates sophisticated writing, like me. But there's more than that, isn't there? It's like he has some kind of raw charisma that just naturally attracts everyone.
I don't know how I feel about... You know, this makes me feel weird about naming the main character after myself. Because hearing these kinds of adjectives to describe me, very, very weird. And very inaccurate, I feel like. Because my class is full of only dudes. Fair.
It's as if he could have anyone he wants just by saying the right words.
Well, maybe that is true. In which case, apparently I just suck at finding the right words. In fact, I suck at saying any words to people. I suck at saying any words to anyone. Other than, you know, talking to chat. That is, you know, maybe this is true. Maybe the game is right. Maybe I just need to start directly talking to people, finding the right words, and maybe I could have a significant other eventually. But what are the odds of me being able to pull that off? 55564, she's mine. Okay, I see how it be.
Maybe that's why Monika wants him, because he's popular. He doesn't carry himself like a popular person, though. I don't understand it. It seems incongruous with everything I know about reality for a popular person to be so timid and reserved.
Hey, Yuri! Talk to us, you do not require a girlfriend. Fair. Fine, if I do not require a girlfriend, then I'll just get a boyfriend instead. The desperation. I honestly... Nah, I do think I am pretty straight. Then again, because I have never had a significant other, who knows? Maybe there is something inside me that's like, what if I am into dudes? But I highly doubt it, because again, I haven't had a significant other, and any real attraction I have felt to characters was mainly towards the female gender. Not saying that there aren't any hot dudes like Zhongli that are very interesting to look at, but still. No one here has a partner. We're all alone, but we are alone together. Plot twist, she doesn't like to all dudes. The person with a partner is not talking, so wow. Plot twist, I prefer friends. Fair, very fair. Hey, Yuri.
Huh? He's talking to me. To me. All of my introspections evaporate. All of my introspection evaporates as my heart starts pounding in response to his presence.
Singleness is gentleness? Maybe you're correct. That's what I like to say. Maybe you're correct.
He stands there shyly gazing at me.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I don't know what I did to deserve the second chance, but something tells me I should act like I was expecting him. I was kind of just waiting for you.
If that's the case, why don't we go ahead and get started?
Yes, let's. He wants to read with me again. I am so excited, I feel like I could burst. I have to fight to remain calm. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yes, tea will all calm me down. I need to be calm. I need to make a good impression on him. I get my pitcher from the closet. Can you hold this for a second?
Of course, Code and Yuri just start by blood. Well, if we were in Act 2, then at the end of this day, I think she would pull us into the closet, right? Where it would be just the two of us, and she would close the door to be impervious to outside interference. But we're in Act 1, so that's not happening. And Yuri goes, yeah, of course.
Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
I get out my kettle as well. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then we'll go get some water. I do my best to hold myself up with a sense of confidence. I want to be worthy of his attention. Somewhere in the back of my mind, I remind myself that I was thinking the other day that I should forget about him. But right now I don't care. I'm getting back something I thought I had lost. I want to make the most of it. Okay, may I have the water pitcher?
I'm making Act 2 and doing exactly that. Huh, okay, I see how it be. Again, maybe this mod includes Act 2. Maybe this mod isn't limited to just Act 1, but also Act 2. We'll see. Also, Rob started singing, apparently. So odd to see Tord not running plot lines and overactively role-playing. I mean, it happens. Tord is not here every stream. In fact, like, maybe, let's say, about 50% of the time they show up. I think that might be accurate, not entirely sure.
Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
I try to contain my delight. I have no idea how much is showing through. Yeah, why not? Shall we go then?
Yeah.
Where are you two off to?
Huh? You're just going to make some tea, so we're just filling the water pitcher.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just a bit curious. That's kind of a one-person job, isn't it?
No, she's doing it again. She's going to ruin my second chance. Monica, please mind your own business for once. Or do you want to tell me there's something wrong with helping involve code in club activities?
Huh? I suppose there's nothing wrong with that.
I'm vaguely aware of how shocked the two of them look, but I don't care right now. Then let's go, Code. So dizzy, I have to hold the wall for support. Why did I do that? What's gotten into me? I'm struggling to try and stop myself from hitting my head against the wall. I spoke without thinking. How could I say something like that?
Yuri?
Why did he come with me? I don't deserve it. Something about the way she said that. It made me feel so irritated. What's wrong with me?
No, Yuri. I think you did the right thing. There we go. I'm here. You are here every stream. You want that? You want those streak points? I know. So a good kisser. But the other girl in the baddies mod. Which other girl in the baddies mod? The stalker, or maybe cassette girl, or maybe cassette goon, or what was the name? Jasmine, I think, in week 3. Neko Freak was also in there. So Jasmine, right. So yeah, her. Fair. I think you did the right thing. I wasn't expecting it, but it's also not right for Monica to judge people like that.
I turned to look at him. I can't believe I haven't scared him away yet. Code, how come even when I do something bad, you're being nice to me?
Because nothing that you do is as bad as you make it seem in your head. Nobody's perfect. We have emotions, and we can't always hide them away. But you always amplify things in your head. Your mind turns a light rain shower into a hurricane.
A hurricane? That sounds much worse than my usual storm. Huh. No, wouldn't you hate me for something as terrible as that?
Why would I hate you? I can't hate someone for having emotions. What kind of friend would do that?
Friend, you say? I gaze at him closely. I think he means it. Code, I really like being friends with you.
Thanks, Yuri. I like being friends with you too. There we go, the friend zone has been achieved. Which, I guess, first step of the way, right? We've known each other, this is day number 3. We've known each other for 3 days. And we already view each other as friends. Within 3 days, that is good progress, and I think it could easily progress to romance. But right now, overcoming the friend zone is gonna be a bit of a hurdle for us, I guess. But we'll see. Use for badges. Damn, Sag. I see, long story short, man blushing. Yes! Man blushing! Let's go! After friend zoning a girl. Also, how sad, the guy is the one doing the friend zoning in this. After initially talking about how these girls are also incredibly cute. And now he's friend zoning one of them. Ah, pain.
I feel my knees shake. It takes all my focus to remain upright. Stay focused, stay calm. Act normal, act normal.
Anyway.
Yeah. Shall we go?
Yeah.
Once we fill up the water pitcher, we return to the classroom. Code, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah. Anything's fine.
Very well. I set the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees.
Which, again, I'm guessing that is American. Because, again, 100 degrees should be enough to get water to boil. Unless you're in America. Because, again, the entire world, except for America, has decided on the metric system, and only America is like, no, screw that, we're using something different. You get sexual desires, what the fuck? I mean, it is the thing that's happening. Again, way worse in Act 2, but, you know, friend zoning. He now obtained a friend, yes!
I sometimes find it confusing having to mentally convert on Fahrenheit, but I shouldn't complain because I got a good deal on this American kettle. Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Oh, of course. I shouldn't do anything less when I'm making tea for others.
And there we go, Tord is here. Ivanov, you were complaining about the absence of Tord. We have achieved presence of Tord. Hello! Also, no hate against Monica, please. We don't need the Monica hate.
I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Especially for my friend. I smile inwardly.
Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Ah, perhaps I will.
I am in such a good mood, I start humming to myself as I work. A cheerful tune from Beethoven. It probably looks silly, but I don't care. It just feels right.
You must be in a good mood now.
I am pleased by my friend's attention. Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I smile at my friend.
Wow. Interesting how the second we friend-zoned her, she's only addressing us as friend. No longer addressing us by name. Our name apparently has no more meaning to her at this point. Sad.
I was doing a bit of thinking. And I decided that I would try expressing myself a little more. It turns out it's very hard for me to do. When it's not very hard for me to do when it's you who's around anyway. My friend.
Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Code. It's very endearing.
That's...
I don't hear what he says after that. It's like I have to struggle to retain my happiness. Usually I'm trying to pull myself away from dark thoughts. It's strange to have to pull myself in the other direction. But I really do have to focus. I have to decide how I'm going to handle this encounter. Because I don't think I'll be able to sit at a desk with my chest in the state it is. The idea comes to me as I'm pouring cups of tea for us. Code, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Huh? Why's that?
It's a little bit easy on my back.
Yes. Alright, let me catch up with chat because now stuff is moving. Peter freaking no hate against Monica. Chill, man. Yeah. We don't hate Monica here. I am not Monica just because I did that one cover or something. Usually at college, try to work with only a single phone charge. The chatter is making my brain erode. Ooh, bad brain, sorry. What are you doing? Ah, yes, the question, there it is. I would be woman. I could do things previously undoable. Personally, I guess the question is more so, you know, meant to address the self-awareness in a video game. Honestly, naturally, I would try to seek out any contact with the player character as much as possible. And I don't think that's something anyone can blame me for. After all, learning more about the world outside is fair. I would also try to learn how to mess with game files. But I probably wouldn't overdo it as much as she did. Because if I were to realize one day that the reality we all live in is some kind of fake, I don't think that I would immediately start offing anyone I previously considered a friend. I wouldn't go that far. But I would definitely try to mess with stuff a little bit, just to see, to test my limits. And again, figure out if there is a way to connect with the world beyond what is fake to the real world. I was Monica. Kiss the... Whoa. Ah, the romance is progressing, I see.
It's a little bit easier on my back. That explanation seemed to work with Sayori. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Ah, sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because my... Why did I even start that sentence? I don't want to mention my breasts. I don't even want to think about them. My...
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
Yes. Thank you for saving me, Code. I have terrible reading posture, so that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book.
Code retrieves his copy of Portrait of Markov from his bag.
Ah, I have some chocolate as well.
He holds up a bag of chocolate candies. I'm not sure how to respond to that. I'm not overly fond of chocolate, so I say nothing. I take my seat on the floor near the closet. He joins me on the floor. We assume the same position as last time, each holding one side of the book. Only this time with me on the right side. I'm feeling a lot more confident than last time.
The confidence, what we need, yes. Anyone with weak mental strength, me, would end up as Sayori without deleting the start. Wow. I mean, I guess, understandable. I'd more so be intrigued by the possibilities, you know? Because again, if you have power to alter the world you live in, would you not be curious to discover your limitations and find out what's beyond it? I for sure would be. Also, yeah, everyone talking about Booba now. Okay. I see how it is.
I'm feeling a lot more confident than last time. I can't see too well. I slide closer to him until our shoulders are touching. The physical contact feels like electricity. It sends sensations washing over me that make my heart pound all over again. I put all my focus into taking deep, regular breaths so I don't look unusual, but my voice still comes out with a slight breathy sound. Your teacup. As he reaches across me to take his teacup, his elbow comes perilously close to coming in contact with my chest. I inwardly curse myself for sitting on the right side. It was a poor choice. If he collides with my injured breast, I don't know if I'll be able to restrain myself from crying out in pain. Don't make any noise. Don't make any noise. Don't make any noise. Just keep calm. Keep quiet. Just enjoy the book. This is a good time to enjoy the book. Well into chapter 3. Well, almost at the part where they mention the third eye. That's where the story gets really interesting. After a few minutes, I become aware of movement from Code.
Ah, sorry.
He lets go of the book to open the wrapper on one of his chocolates.
You can have as much as you want.
That's okay. I won't take any.
Huh? Are you sure?
I realize it might be weird to turn down an offer of chocolate. Well, if I touch it, it might get smudges on the pages.
Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. Hold the book, okay?
Why are you saying touch Booba? Do you want to make her cry out in pain? Is that what you really want? Do you want to make her cry out in pain? Because that's what will happen. Are you sure?
Oh, of course. I take the book between both hands and move it closer to him. This has two advantages. There's less chance of him making contact with my breast. Now my left arm is touching his leg. It sends the same waves of sensation through me that touching his shoulder does. I wonder if it's normal to feel this way. I don't know. I really don't know. I never had a friend before, so I really have no frame of reference. Maybe normal people feel this good all the time. What an amazing thought. Or maybe this is just yet another example of how weird I am, that I would think and feel this way about a friend. I wonder if it's okay to feel this way. Something's in my mouth. Is that chocolate? Huh? Did I just... Code has the bag of chocolates in hand. He looks nervous and embarrassed. Code?
Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
I can't believe I missed him putting the chocolate in my mouth. I wish I'd been paying more attention. I would have liked to be aware of that experience. Well, the chocolate wasn't great, but I can wash it down with tea afterwards, so it's fine. Right now he's looking really uncomfortable. I probably made him feel that way by not reacting properly to his gift. A normal person would probably have accepted a chocolate present from a friend with more enthusiasm. Well, you were just helping. That's something that friends do.
Yes, friends. Mutual friend zone. May cry out in pain, dude. Fair. Very fair. Again, don't forget she has a stab wound in her chest. Not great. Unable to reach her hair. Try again later. Wow.
Right?
I mean, yeah. That's all it was.
Yeah. Then my heart stops pounding again. You don't need to stop or anything.
I see.
I pretend to turn back to the book, but the story we're reading isn't even close to being on my mind right now. Out of the corner of my eye, I see Code unwrapping another chocolate. His hands are shaking. He's breathing more rapidly. Could he be as excited about having a new friend as I am? I look into his eyes and time seems to slow down. He tentatively extends his hand, holding the chocolate toward my waiting mouth. I part my lips to accept his gift. The moment stretches on. I feel like I'm losing control of my rapid breathing. He holds the chocolate between thumb and forefinger, the same sensuous fingers I watched while we were reading. I want to touch those fingers.
Okay, Yuri. Now we're getting slightly weird, but I'll allow it.
I bring my tongue out slightly to eat the chocolate as it reaches my mouth. I take it in eagerly, allowing my lips to brush against his fingertips.
Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Insert romantic music. Can't you do it with bits? You could trigger that if you felt like it. You didn't headpad her head because you couldn't reach. What did you headpad? Good question. Me or Yuri? Med. Wow, that choice. Oh, the romance is brewing. I see it.
The same thrilling electric sensation spreads through me again. I barely resist the urge to lick his fingers.
Don't worry, that will happen later on in Act 1, like towards the ending. You're just gonna have to wait a little bit for that.
Okay, everyone.
Ah!
It's time to share poems. Carl, you can help Yuri put away the tea stuff, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, thanks.
It takes some effort to pull my mind away from what I was just experiencing and focus on what's in front of me. I'll take care of the cops.
Yeah.
Scott and I clean up. I allow myself to drift back into daydreaming.
A bromance? You will for long. Want to buy a sub, but the proposition? What? Want to buy a sub, but the proposition? Oh, hang on. That's a longer message to decipher. The bigger room makes me lonely. There's also a constantly old girl swearing at everyone that gets on my nerves, despite her not interacting with me. Somehow not being acknowledged near a group makes me feel lonelier. I mean, again, that is understandable. That is understandable. Because, yeah, not getting acknowledged at all would make you feel lonely. Reminds me of... Now, I know that's probably exaggerating it a little bit, but to anyone who's watched Intonation Cube from by Liam Vickers, the person who also worked on Murder Drones and Cliffside, there was this one dude sitting in a classroom who was just talking about how he was missing his friend who constantly stood up for him because, here's the reasoning, without him, the bullies have stopped picking on me because they feel bad. And to be honest, I kinda miss the attention. Imagine being that guy.
Scott and I clean up. I allow myself to drift back into daydreaming. I still don't know if that was okay, but if it wasn't, then I don't want it to be okay. Afterward, I retrieve my poem from my bag. I feel nervous about it all over again. Even though I was careful to make sure no one will know what it's really about, it doesn't change the fact that it's about something that I would like to keep a deep dark secret. Still, I can't help smiling when I see Code always walking toward me with his poem in hand. Let's see what he's written for today.
Ah, yes. The poetry that is 20 random words. Socially anxious because of being left out. That's why I date people. There it is! There it is! I mean, it was kind of a little bit past the moment, but still, we got it in. Rob pulled through. Ah. But yeah, online dating, I guess, is also fair. Fair point you made there. And now Rob is starting a bit chain again. Oh no, it's happening. It is happening. It is happening all over again. Oh no, I should just progress. But Rob, thank you so much for all the biddies. I appreciate them. But that's gonna be... We're gonna have to deal with that icon on the center of the screen for a long time now, okay? For a very long time.
Let's see what he's written for today. I look over his poem, and all over again I am floored by how well written it is. He's even cleaned up the structure issues that plagued his previous poem. How is it that everything about him is so wonderful? My knees feel weak as I finish reading it, and I look to him again.
Okay, Rob, thank you. You wanted to interrupt the bit alerts by just tossing some stuff my way. Just like you're throwing the bits in my face. You know, that makes me wonder. You know how some streamers have like these little glasses or buckets or something that you can fill up with bits? I wonder if it's possible, if I can make it so that when someone donates bits, they just fall straight down from the top of the screen and just fall onto my head and just... You can make it rain bits directly onto me. Make it rain bits onto me, not dicks. But okay, I see how it is. The flip-flop? Yeah, the flip-flop. You got points for bits too? Oh, right, you do want to farm those points. Do you like it?
Code.
Ow. Right in the face, this... Okay. Okay. Okay.
Code. I tried to keep the breathless sound out of my voice. This one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kind of techniques worth practicing.
Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery.
My mouth is dry, my hands are clammy. What is this feeling? I'm not used to this. Used to what?
Thank you. Thank you. I know my poetry is amazing. Allow me to recite. Excitement. Crimson. Anime. Doki Doki. It is, those are the great poems that main character that the MC can write. Who could it be? Who could it be? I wonder. But who could this anonymous person be?
Sure.
The Nekomaru line. Code sandwich. No sandwiches here. Just Dokies. Used to what?
I don't know.
It's fine. Take your time.
I am thankful for his patience. I don't know how to process this. All kinds of unfamiliar thoughts and emotions are rushing through me. It's not just that I was impressed by his poem. It was the fact that I influenced him. I said something to him and he really took it to heart. Usually people disregard what I say. They mock me. And they shun me.
Yes. Yes. Sad undertones for Yuri's internal monologue here. Also, Rob, just because you have bits now, doesn't mean you need to throw them all at me at once, you know? You can save them up for opportune moments as well. Save them up for opportune moments so that you can, well, I don't know, throw in a very well-timed sexy time. Or throw in a very well-timed, I don't know what you want to throw in. You don't have to use them all at once if you don't feel like that. But I'm guessing you want to do it.
But Kurt just showed me that he really cares about what I say. He cares about me. I'm so overtaken with emotion that I'm rarely conscious of the fact that I've been playing with my hair this whole time. Yeah, just being appreciated like this, I guess. It probably sounds really stupid, but seeing someone motivated by my writing, it just makes me really happy.
Are you saying that you've never shared your writing before?
I nod.
Really? I don't believe it.
I really only write for myself. And besides, people would just laugh at me.
Message missed? I will go back, see if I can find it. Ah, there it is. I was that guy back in 7th grade. Are you that guy back in 7th grade? Are you talking about what I brought up earlier with the Indonesian cube reference? I'm guessing that was what that might have been. Huh. I mean, I guess it is kind of sad that that's that you slipped into that kind of mindset. But I guess you did kind of grow out of that too. It's kind of sad if bullying is what you rely on just for attention, because there are better ways to get attention, but I guess back then you had some trouble with that. The great bit chain, or the very great bit chain, oh, that was something. El Tordo message. Yeah, no, I did see it. I'm not reading out every message loudly, but I did see it. At your service. I don't necessarily need your service. Right now, at least. I'll hold on to that. If you have any medical knowledge, then we might need it in the future if Yuri does another screw up. We'll see. Did you get the ultimate Makoto? What do you mean oh, in the Doki Doki game. I'd have to double check, actually. I probably have him. But I will probably tell you after the stream over on Discord.
People would just laugh at me.
Do you really think that?
I'm not again trying to repress memories I don't want to be thinking about right now.
Huh. Even your close friends?
I can't bring myself to answer. I don't want to admit that here's the first friend I have ever had.
Anyway, do you want to share the poem you wrote today?
Yeah, I do. If it's with you, I hand my poem. I keep telling myself I don't have to be nervous, but I can't help feeling it anyway as he hands it back to me. I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical.
That's right. It's a bit close to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
I breathe a small sigh of relief. Well, I watch his reactions closely, choosing my words carefully. I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things that I'm usually forced to keep to myself, so I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Why do you keep them to yourself?
Because everyone would hate me. They're embarrassing, and people would make fun of me. Don't you have anything like that, Code? I really hope you can relate to it. As different as I know I am from everyone, I still hold on to hope that there are still some small things that connect me with others.
Well, yeah, I guess I do.
I feel like everyone has a little something like that.
Oh, do we? So play Despacito, wow. Wah! In the Spanish dance kind of way. Some romance, wow. Point of view, so that would make her unback. Moving on from that comment.
Or so I hope. The best we can do is respect each other and our individualities, even if it's difficult sometimes and some things make us uncomfortable. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I glance at him again. I'm getting carried away. I shouldn't tell him about my weirdness. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener. You're good at a lot of things. Writing, listening. There really aren't many people like you, Code.
That's exaggerating a little bit.
It's just how I feel. I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing.
Put into a meme? Oh no. What kind of meme? What kind of meme are we talking about? I do be curious. Because I have been put into memes. I remember, I think it was when I first revealed Code-chan to the world, where I was immediately photoshopped into that one image. I think you remember, I think you know which image I'm talking about. The one where a girl is surrounded by a bunch of dudes sitting on a couch. And that's about as far as I will go in my explanation. That was basically the first thing that happened after I revealed Code-chan, so weird. Yeah, that pun, it's the worst pun. I think I've heard worse.
I never thought I would feel so comfortable sharing my writing, but now I almost feel like I look forward to it. It's just a really nice feeling, and you're to thank for that.
It's nothing really.
I smile, he's so modest. I may be overdoing it and showering him with compliments, but it feels so good I can't help myself. Still, I should probably hold off on saying any more. It's time to move on. I suppose I might as well share with people in the same order as yesterday. That means Sayori is next. Sayori approaches confidently. She's beaming at me.
Okay, Yuri, get ready for the best poem ever.
She hands me her poem entitled Bottles. It's about sharing happiness with friends, using a metaphor of bottles to represent happy thoughts. I can't help smiling as I read it. I feel like I can identify with it very well, now that I know what it's like to have a friend. It has a bit of a sad ending though. It's a big improvement over yesterday's poem, Sayori. I'm impressed.
Yay, I impressed Yuri!
She quietly applauds herself. Friendship certainly is wonderful, isn't it?
Eh?
I spoke without thinking. That wasn't a very professional appraisal of her poem. Sorry, I just mean you conveyed the emotion of sharing with friends very well.
Thanks, Yuri. Monica's been a huge help. Monica's been a huge help with me expressing my feelings.
Monica, not me, huh?
Big sad. But yeah, Monica is the bigger influence here. Let a star end with K and not a C. Because he can't see in the dark. Oh my god, I haven't heard that one before. Another bad pun to add to the list. Yeah. We know that pun. You know, since it's still Pride Month, I might as well get some variety in there. You know, how do non-binary serial killers dispose of their victims? They slash them. Get it? Bad pun about pronouns. Okay, I'll show myself the way out.
Monica, not me, huh? I can't help feeling slightly disappointed, but then again, this isn't about me. Monica is an experienced writer too, after all. I'm curious, if you don't mind my asking. From your writing, where does it sound like you expect your friendship to end in sadness?
What? What, as in you didn't understand the pun, or because they slash them, as in, you know, they slash them up. Also, they slash them, as in pronouns. Yeah, yeah, if you explain your joke, it makes it so much funnier, I know, right? I probably told that pun multiple times because of how bad it is. My internet is being shitty. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Rob. I hope it fixes itself.
From your writing, why does it sound like you expect your friendship to end in sadness? The mask flickers. For an instant, I see pain shine through Sayori's eyes.
Oh, we got another bit. Like a little clover in chat, I see. And Tord is gone, apparently, has arrived in chat with Future Tord. Future Tord. Another one.
Well, it's not exactly like that. It's more like sometimes I feel like I give out too much happiness that I forget to keep some for myself. And, well, yeah, that can be sad sometimes.
I'm trying to process this. She's saying that her friendships in themselves bring her sadness. Even though I've only been friends with Code a very short time, I find it hard to see any drawbacks.
You know, I couldn't help noticing how close you've gotten to Code in the past couple days. It's really nice seeing you to get along.
Yes, it turns out that you were right yesterday. Code and I are friends now. I can't help beaming with pride.
That's great, Yuri. I'm really happy for you.
She gives me a big smile, but I feel like the mask is in full force right now. Did I say something wrong?
Can I see your poem now?
Yes, of course. She keeps the same smile on her face as she reads it.
Raccoon, cute. I mean, the raccoon is a metaphor, right?
Yes, that's right. It represents one of my more unusual hobbies.
Okay. But Yuri, I think maybe you chose the wrong animal then. I mean, aren't raccoons pests? If this is a hobby that you enjoy, why would you choose an animal that people want to get rid of?
Was I too obvious? I suppose I've underestimated you. You're very clever, Sayori.
You mean you just learned something from me?
Well, I guess this is a day of learning for all of us.
Don't worry, Yuri, I'll do better next time.
Thanks, Sayori. It's time to move on to Monica now.
Ah, yes. What else was going on? I see a lot of commands coming in right now. The Discord, the YouTube. Why Rob just wants to drop all the links in here right now, huh? Just dropping all the links.
It's time to move on to Monica now. She approaches me a little warily. A pang of guilt hits me. Monica, I'm sorry for the way I spoke to you earlier. She visibly relaxes a little.
It's alright, Yuri, I should have been more discreet. But still, you didn't deserve that. I just... You wanted to spend time with Code?
Well, yes, you see, he's my friend. Monica raises an eyebrow.
Just friends?
What? Friendship is the most amazing thing I've ever experienced. How could you say just friends? But of course, Monica is so popular, she probably has more friends than she knows what to do with. I guess it makes sense that she would take them for granted. It's a bit sad, now that I think about it. Maybe being popular isn't so great after all. Monica claps her hands in front of my face.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't resist. It looked like you were lost in another world for a moment there.
Sorry, I was just spacing out.
It's alright. Anyway, the only reason I was interested in where you were going is that I figured I should keep an eye on you after yesterday.
My blood runs cold. Yesterday?
You left your tea set out. I had to put it away after you left the club.
Oh, now I think of it, I guess she did have a good reason to be concerned about me. I feel stupid that I didn't realize that sooner. I'm sorry, I just...
You spaced out?
Oh, something like that.
Excuses, Yuri, excuses. Anyone who didn't know? The tortoise is asleep because reasons. I have 75 questions of economy homework, which won't answer most... which I won't answer most likely. I really hate that subject. I guess fair is fair. Everyone has their subjects that they hate and everyone has their subjects that they like. So I guess economy is just one of your hate subjects. In the DLC, I'ma go to sleep. Alright, you do that. If you want a recap next time you show up, I will gladly give you one. Just all you have to do is ask.
Something like that.
That happens to you a lot, doesn't it?
It's really embarrassing, I don't mean to.
It's okay, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, Yuri. Just please remember to put your stuff away in the future, okay? The teachers are nice enough to let us use this classroom for our club. But that privilege can be taken away if we make too much of a mess.
And of course, you had to bring in one more cheer at the end. Of course. Another one. And another one.
As club president, I have to make sure we all treat the room responsibly.
I understand. I'm sorry, Monica. I promise it won't happen again.
Good. Then I won't say anything more about it. Anyway, how about you read my poem so we can get things moving here?
Okay. I look over a poem entitled Save Me. I have a feeling that's continuing the theme from yesterday of feeling trapped. But the metaphors are sounding much darker, like she's experiencing great torment. Would I be correct in guessing that this poem also relates to your epiphany? Monica smiles and nods. Would I also be correct that you still don't want to tell me what your epiphany is about? There's no change in Monica's expression as she nods again. I hesitate. Normally I wouldn't want to pry, but I think the new me should want to help someone in need. Monica, this poem sounds like you're suffering. Are you okay?
Thank you for your concern, but really my poem is just an expression of a feeling. I mean, I have some ideas of what to do. She glances
in Code's direction.
But for now it's important for it to be secret.
If I may ask, does it have something to do with code?
What?
Well, you keep looking in his direction.
You're very smart, Yuri. Sometimes I think you might figure it out on your own. Well, I guess I can say this much. It isn't about code exactly, just someone connected with him.
Ooh, she dropping the heavy hints right now. The very, very heavy hints. Technically, though, we are connected to Yuri right now. Haha. Future, wow. I like y'all. Also, I like future me personally. Because future me takes care of a lot of the problems that current me is causing. Future me takes care of a lot of problems for me. Then again, it comes with the drawback of the fact that future me kind of hates present me. Just like present me often hates on past me. But I like the fact that future me takes care of so many of my problems. Now in the meme channel, you know what? I don't check my check Discord during streaming too often, but I'm gonna have to in a second. DM me your Gmail, Rob, and I'll send you the whole thing. Oh, some stuff. Okay, I have to look at that real quick though. I have to see what's happening. Ah, it's a clip. It's a clip. It's a clip. In which case, I will likely wait until we're more at a silent point, or I'll wait until the end of the stream when the music is gone, because that way we don't have overlapping audio. I want to avoid overlapping audio a little bit. Though I could technically just... Yeah, no, we'll likely wait. But thank you so much! Thank you so much, Neon, for the meme. It's lore lol. We do have the lore here. The big lore.
Anyway, it's really none of your concern. It's my problem to deal with, and I'm fairly confident things will work out satisfactorily for everyone.
Oh, you're wrong about that one. Very wrong.
Well, if you think that's best, then I trust your judgment.
Mistake, Yuri. Big mistake.
In any case, your emotions came through very clearly, so your poem was effective.
Thank you, Yuri. I value your feedback. Perhaps it's time for me to read yours now.
Here. She glances at me over the page as she reads.
The raccoon, an urge.
I feel nervous all over again as she hands the poem back to me.
You took my advice. Now that's what I like to see.
It's about an unusual hobby of mine. Something I generally try to keep secret.
Well, if you don't want to talk about it, that's okay. We all have our secrets, right?
She winks at me.
Well, this has been very interesting. I look forward to seeing what you produce for next time.
I take it we'll be writing poems for tomorrow as well.
I'd say it's been a very effective exercise, wouldn't you?
I consider this. Sharing poems has been very scary for me.
Hello, there's an effing opossum in my backyard. Okay then. If something like that happened to me, I would just maybe tend to a little bit of animal absorbing. Also, Cybro, by the way, welcome to the stream. Should probably say that too. Yeah, animal watching, hey? But I guess I could also see how it could be an annoyance. Oh well. Want me to bring Torka back? Or El Tordo? I mean, I think we have enough Tords in chat usually. I think we don't need too many more love opossums. I like watching animals in general. Can be cute. Also, thank you for the hydrate, by the way. Probably necessary, considering, you know, I've had to voice so much in this game. Because let's face it, 4 out of the 5 characters in this game are female. The main character is also a female one in this game, because we're playing as Yuri. Meaning, both the character we're playing as well as 3 of the 4 remaining characters are all female. I have a very limited voice range. I did want to look into practicing a little bit more though. So maybe I will do that eventually. I keep saying it, I do want to get a little bit better at doing voices. I'm making video games for a month? I forgot to tell. Ooh! Ooh, that sounds exciting. What kind of games are you working on? Like platformers or like RPGs? Kinda curious. I do be kind of curious. Imagine trying to play along and making sculptures to be ignored. You're talking about the whole thing when you made stuff relating to the Torch crew, like and the 13 cards. Stuff happens sometimes weirdly. Oh well.
Sharing poems has been very scary for me. But in its own way, it's given me the opportunity to share more with Code and get closer to him. Yes, I'd say there is benefit in continuing.
I'm glad we agree. And on that note, I think it's time to move on.
Oh, that means it's time for me to go to Natsuki. I really don't know what to expect this time. I suppose it can't go any worse than yesterday, can I? With much trepidation, I approach her. At least this time, she's making eye contact.
We're making all different types of games. Ooh, that's exciting. When it comes to game making for myself, I have some experience working with RPG Maker from that dropped Pokemon game that from that dropped Pokemon fan game I started working on early on. That never really got too far. But I do still have a lot of concept sketches. And I guess I did try to figure out a little bit of stuff with Psych Engine, but that hasn't gone too far yet either. For the FNF stuff, you know. Just already got no. Remember that mod I was making and talking about? Ooh, it's been a while. I have a lot of people mentioning all different kinds of mods. Why bring it up? Is it finished, or is there maybe a demo or something? Are you okay? No, nobody here is ever okay. Can make you a game right now? Okay, listen. I've had some people make fan art before. Even commission making fan art of me from a different artist. And I did see that Blub made like a little pixel walking cycle of a walking cycle avatar. But someone offering just randomly to make a game, that's coming out of left field. Psych Engine is out, it has week 7, play it. Okay then, okay. I will prepare for that. So the FNF one was almost done, but my computer crashed and I lost all of my... Oh, that sounds like pain, and I'm guessing you didn't have like a backup of it on an external hard drive or something. Ooh, that's really sad. That's really sad to hear. Don't forget about the feature in the FNF voice card. True, that too. So in art and covers and all kinds of stuff. But game would be a big step, I think. Very big step. I mean, it's not something I would ever complain about, quite the opposite. I would probably overflow with excitement if something like that ever happened, but I'm not holding out my hopes expecting that kind of stuff. No backup, and now I get to restart the whole thing again. Well, let's look at the positive side. At least this time around, you already know what you're doing, because you've already made it before, and maybe while going along it and retracing your steps, you might be able to find some stuff you were not quite happy with and that you can improve upon. Looking at the positives here, I know there's not a lot of positives to look at, but that's one thing you could maybe... I also got added with the new Psych Engine update. For me, the hitbox change for the hurt nodes is the best thing. Yeah, okay, fine. I guess next Friday we will finally be playing week 7. I guess it's about time. Can't help but feel something as Matt and Tord make out. A mix of envy and discomfort. I mean, I get that. Your loneliness is coming through again, and I totally understand the loneliness coming through again at this point. It's back at it again. He never stopped.
At least this time she's making eye contact. That alone makes me feel encouraged to speak up. May I see your poem, please?
Well, since you asked so nicely.
Her poem is called Amy Likes Spiders, and it's about a girl who likes spiders, and how much the narrator of the poem hates her for it. It makes me uneasy reading it, because I'm actually rather fond of spiders. I know it's one of those things that people think I'm weird for, but I can't help it. They're utterly fascinating to me. I like watching them make their webs. They're so patient and diligent as they work their little legs over it, and the end result is somewhat beautiful. The more I read, the more nervous it makes me. It sounds like Natsuki really hates people who like spiders. What can I say about this that won't set off Natsuki's temper? Time passes, more than enough time for me to finish reading. My hands are shaking. Natsuki has to be noticing the paper fluttering in my hands.
Look, I promise I'm not gonna bite your head off this time, okay? How about I talk about it first?
I can't find my voice, I just nod.
Well, the subject of this poem is someone who gets angry a lot.
She glances at me, but she suddenly seems to be having as much trouble making eye contact as I am.
Sometimes about dumb things, like people who do things differently from her. And that's stupid, like she's being an ignorant jerk. She shouldn't hate someone just for liking something different, so...
Suddenly the realization strikes me, that the audience is meant to sympathize with the spider lover after all. Relief overwhelms me, all the tension I'm feeling disappears in an instant. Oh, then I love it. I immediately clap my hands over my mouth, dropping both poems.
You do?
Sorry, I mean...
No, you can't take it back now. Go ahead, tell me again how much you love my poem.
I try to cover my flustered response by picking up the poems from the floor. I take some deep breaths to collect myself before speaking again. Well, everyone has different interests, and sometimes those interests are unusual. And if you're doing something you love, it can be very hurtful if you're treated badly for it.
Yeah, you're getting it. See, you didn't believe me, but I told you I'm a pro.
I'm definitely seeing that you deserve more consideration than I've been giving you.
Well, better late than never.
Coincidentally, my poem also happens to be about an unusual hobby. One that I'm afraid of people finding out about, afraid of how they will react.
Yeah, Code mentioned that. Let me see.
She snatches my poem out of my hand. Her smile gets wide as she reads it.
Raccoon, how cute. Yo, okay. Let's see what else was going on. Because I'm falling behind on chat sometimes, because I'm focusing on the game. It's not just playing with it. We aren't even making out. I guess fair. Just attention. Hungry. Excuse me. I mean, it's fair. Some of us need the attention. I mean, I'm getting a lot of attention by streaming. Now, to be fair, the attention I'm getting is just random voices on the internet. But it is probably the most attention I am getting in my life, so... I can't exactly say I'm hungry for attention. Maybe because of the attention I'm getting from you guys. Code, what is it, Med? What is it? What do you want to share? While I wait for response, by the way, I don't want to be dismissive, but while I wait for responses, I do like to make some progress on the game. Because that way I'm not just stalling in place here, while we could be making progress. Raccoon, how cute. You know, Yuri, you're not so bad after all.
Thanks.
Now I was calling your name. Okay, I see. I translated for you. Funny how you both kind of ended up writing about the same thing.
Yes, even though we clearly had very different ways of going about it.
Do you want to do it again? Eh?
I mean, I think both of us are a little flustered now. What if we choose a topic for both of us to write about?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. See how we compare again.
That could be a very interesting exercise.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Can we write about something happy this time? I kind of feel like we write about nothing but sad stuff in this place.
I don't see why not. Is there a particular subject you're interested in?
Well, how about the beach? The beach is awesome.
Very well. I look forward to seeing what you write about it, Natsuki.
Yeah, same with you, Yuri.
Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room.
Is this about the festival?
Well, sort of.
Think he's gone? I don't think so. You see, the thing is, sometimes Ivanov does take some time to type as well. Sometimes it takes time to type, as you can imagine by reading that stuff. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. Why does end up embarrassing ourselves instead and instead of getting any new members?
It's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event.
Okay, that's great and all, but it doesn't actually tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event.
Oh, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're gonna be performing.
I think I might actually faint this time.
Performing?
My throat is so dry I barely produce a strangled sound. Monica clearly has a different idea of what constitutes keeping it simple. Monica?
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance.
Everything's spinning. I'm so anxious I'm barely able to focus on the conversation. I'm very thankful for Natsuki, who's arguing against Monica's idea. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. I shake my head vehemently.
Guys! Guys! No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask them to recite poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that, so I'm sorry.
I feel a glimmer of hope. Maybe she'll change her mind after all.
Send you a little bit of stuff in Discord. Gonna have to check. Oh my god. 9+ messages it's telling me. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I don't feel like explaining. Code gets it. I mean, I guess I do. Okay, let's hop over there, see what. Gonna be dead. Okay, fair. Very fair. But yeah, same time zone, I get the struggle of this time zone. I don't know, this time usually works best for me. For streaming, I mean. I like nighttime more than daytime because it feels like I have the entire world to myself, you know? Looking out the window, everything's quiet. Maybe you see an occasional car passing by. The cool night air and everything. I don't know, I just prefer nighttime over daytime like way more. Maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is just me.
I feel a glimmer of hope. Maybe she'll change her mind after all.
But I still think we should give it our best.
My hope dies. My imagination spirals out of control. Sharing my writing with my club members is one thing. This is the one place I feel safe. But sharing with the public, sharing with my classmates, sharing with my tormentors. I imagine myself standing in front of everyone who's ever made fun of me, everyone who's ever hurt me, essentially burying myself in front of them. I don't think I could survive it. Maybe even literally. I feel like I want to cry. I notice that Code is speaking. It feels like a tremendous drain of energy to regain my focus.
I think that's Sayori and Monica have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
I don't know if that was worth pulling myself out of my thoughts for.
Well, maybe, but... Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with.
Not Natsuki too. Code actually talked her into it. He must really want to perform.
Alright! Thanks, Natsuki.
What about you, Yuri? Everyone's looking at me. I guess I'm the last one left who doesn't want to do this. I hate having all this attention on me. It's too much pressure. I look around at everyone's expectant faces.
This is how the main character felt when it came to the subject of him joining the club.
I linger on codes. Well, if Code thinks it's a good idea, I suppose I should give it a try. In light of our newly kindled friendship, I should do what I can to earn his respect. Huh. I guess I don't really have a choice.
That's everyone! You're the best, Yuri!
This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
Oh gosh. You'll be fine, Yuri. But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other.
Wait, what? Right now?
No way!
Monica, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can recite your poems in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next?
Oh, of course. Now, let's see. Monica picks out a poem and goes in the front to recite it, but I've stopped paying attention. If this performance is happening no matter what, then I have to come up with some kind of plan. It's clear that I can't perform today's poem. It's way too personal. I don't think yesterday's will work either. It needs to be one that is distant from me personally, so it won't hurt if people react badly, yet one that has enough meaning that I can put some energy into it. I cast my mind back to the poems that I've written previously in my notebook. I come up with the perfect one, when I wrote about the portrait of Markov. I think that will work. It won't mean anything to anyone else, but I should be able to give a decent performance of it, and if I do well enough, maybe it will impress Code. People are applauding. I should join in.
That was so good, Monica! Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. You get ready to go next, Yuri?
I'll go next. What? I was just thinking that it would impress Code. I spoke without realizing it. But now I've said it out loud. I don't think I can back out. I pull the relevant page from my notebook and start to make my way to the podium.
Wow, Yuri's fired up all of a sudden!
I'm feeling dizzy from fear. Why am I doing this? I clutch the page between my hands in a futile effort to stop them from shaking.
Are you okay? No. Are any of us okay? Probably same answer.
The room seems to sway around me. Yes, I face everyone. I have to clutch the podium to stop from falling over. Don't faint, don't faint, don't faint. This poem is called... I look around. Everyone's eyes are on me. I don't know if I can keep my breathing steady enough to speak clearly.
You can do it, Yuri!
I let Sayori's words play in my head. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. It's called After Image of a Crimson Eye. I try to focus on the words on the page as I begin reading. I try not to think of the people in front of me. Everything falls away. I let my mind drift to another world. I'm barely aware that I'm speaking now. I actually feel calm. In my mind's eye, I'm walking through the fantasy world that I love. I let the feelings of freedom and power wash over me. Nothing else matters. And then, all too soon, I reach the end of the poem. Why is everyone staring at me? I must have done something wrong. Code starts applauding me. I fix my gaze on him. He's smiling at me. I'm too dizzy to appreciate it. I have to get away. Without the podium to hold on to, I suddenly feel weaker. I rapidly stagger to my seat.
And then we just zone out through the rest of it, huh? Okay.
Okay, everyone.
My head hurts.
I think that's about it for today.
Wait, I thought Sayori was going next.
I know the festival's coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that.
Did I miss everyone's poems? I'm suddenly conscious of the fact that the storm is completely abated. I wish I could sleep through it more often. It made things so much easier. I feel relaxed, calm, but the most important thing is I did it.
As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow and we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait!
I can do this. I can do this.
I assume it's gonna be a bit late because of supper. At least it's not because of dishes. Well, I guess that's one thing. I guess that is one thing. let's see, what else did I miss? We have to talk about it later. It's 2 a.m. now. Fair, fair, very fair. Alright. By the way, game, if you want to keep lurking because of potential spoilers, feel free. Because again, this game is a retelling of the original vanilla game, just from Yuri's perspective instead of the main character's perspective. So we are getting some behind the scenes of Yuri at home and stuff, but we are also experiencing some of the club activities that happen in the main game. Specifically, the main character in this game is taking the Yuri route. So if you want to take a different route, then there might be some stuff here that you wouldn't see, but again, it is kind of the vanilla game from a different perspective for the main part.
I can do this. I can do this.
Alright. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep.
Once again, Sayori and Code are going home together. I wonder what it would be like to go home with Code. How close does a friendship have to be before it's okay to do that? Are there rules for that sort of thing? I wonder if there's a book I could read where it's all written down. It would make things so much easier. Code is acting like it isn't a big deal. It must be a little nice though. I'm still dreamily imagining visiting Code as I get ready to leave. I see Natsuki walking ahead of me in the hallway. On a whim I start taking longer strides to catch up with her. Natsuki?
Ah,
I wanted to thank you for trying.
what?
For trying to talk Monica out of doing the performance. I didn't feel capable of doing it, so I'm glad you did.
Oh, that. Yeah, it just really pisses me off that you didn't even think to tell us about it ahead of time. Like, hello, communication skills, anyone?
It was rather inconsiderate of her, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, we'll just have to make the most of it. And, you know, your performance today was pretty good. I think you'll be alright.
I scarcely remember my performance today, so it's difficult for me to gauge.
I am alone. I love your voice over for Natsuki. Do you?
The little high-pitched, like, tsundere voice that I'm trying to do here. I don't really know about that. It sounds a little bit too bitchy sometimes, but I do try to be a little bit more tsundere in nature.
I don't know. It's my best attempt. Don't judge me, I'm not a voice actor. But I'm glad that you like it. I'm weak.
I scarcely remember my performance today, so it's difficult for me to gauge. Thank you. Yours was pretty good too. I hope she didn't notice that I wasn't awake for hers.
Thanks, Yuri.
We're in this together. I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, sure. Well, I have to go now, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, have a good evening. I'm feeling really good now. Somehow everything went right today. I expected today's performance to be dreadful, but I not only managed to get through it, but I did well at it. Also, I actually had positive interactions with Natsuki for once. Most of all, I made a friend. I actually made a friend. I can't help grinning all the way home. As I placed my back on the floor, I let the full realization hit me. I have a friend. I feel so giddy I can't help giggling to myself.
Code, one toast. You can have a and Tort is gone again. I would have taken the toast. I do actually feel slightly hungry, but I'll have to eat after stream.
I feel so giddy I can't help giggling to myself. I dash to the bathroom to check my reflection in the mirror. Well, hello there.
General Kenobi!
How was your day? Mine was amazing. I made a new friend. His name is Code. My reflection looks so delighted. It makes me giggle some more. I do a little dance on the way back to my room again. I take my red knife out of my bag. Hello, little one. You've been a good companion today, but I'm afraid your services are not required. I place the knife back in its place on the rack. You see, I address my collection. I have a friend now. His name is Code, and he's shy just like me. Well, we like to read together. He likes horror books just like me. He writes beautiful poetry. He gives me chocolates, and he's wonderful.
Ugh, I can't take this. Don't eat late at night. Oh, I will absolutely eat late at night. I always do that. I always eat after my streams, which usually finish at about 2 a.m. I do not mind. I need to eat something after stream before heading to bed. I need to. Actually, not immediately before heading to bed, because brushing teeth comes in between, and you have to wait after eating before you can go for the dental hygiene. There has to be a little bit of time in between. But, come on. Streamlabs essentially do what Flowey would. Get some action in this. No, get some. Ah, I see. Trying to figure out every single interaction out of every single person. And how to basically completely psychoanalyze everyone. I mean, I guess that's fair. Again, as I said, I would also like to test the limits of my capabilities if I came to that kind of self-awareness. Especially if you have access to the files. Especially in that case. Don't get me wrong, I would potentially try tweaking some files, but I would never go as far as Monica did. I don't think I would have it in me. At least not with people I actually care about. I don't remember the last time I brushed my teeth. It's important. Now, technically everyone usually says you should do it twice a day. Once in the morning, once in the evening. Some people even say after every meal. But I usually just do it once a day. Like in the evening before heading to bed. I know there are better ways for dental hygiene, but it's worked well for me so far. Good night. Alright, night, I have enough. See you around. See you around.
And he's wonderful. I pick up one of my pillows and hug it, pretending it's cold.
Why not just get a body pillow at this point, Yuri?
Overcome with glee, I lie back on my bed.
Ah, that's so cute!
I'm so excited I can do nothing but laugh. I laugh and laugh until I can hardly breathe from laughing. I allow the full glory of the situation to wash over me. I feel warm and tingly all over.
She looks so cute in this. She looks so cute in this. Aww.
I laugh until I have tears in my eyes. Tears of joy. Another first for me today. The thought makes me laugh some more. I think back on the events of the day. I remember the smile on Code's face as he applauded me. He looked so proud of me. I remember the joyous feeling of sitting and reading with him. Most of all, I remember the words he spoke when we were in the hallway. I like being friends with you too. I let out a long sigh of happiness. I give the pillow another squeeze.
If I was Yuri, I'd pick Dort. She looks so cute. What the fuck? I know. Ah. You know what? I would honestly like to be that pillow right now. As she said, she's imagining it to be girl, but imagine if I actually was the pillow. A genuine hug from someone who cares about you. Imagine getting that. Someone who's that happy to be acknowledged by you.
I give the pillow another squeeze. I know the sensation is nothing close to the real thing, but it's nice to pretend. I feel like today has opened up entire worlds of opportunities to me. Up until now, the closest thing I've had to friends were characters in my books. And in some moments, my nights when my imagination takes me there.
If I was Yuri, Tor would be the pillow. Yup, I see it. With how interactions have been going, yup. Sleeps next to Yuri while holding... I mean, Tor is already self-inserting into the pillow.
But now I have a real-life human friend. And for the first time in my life, I feel like I'm not as inhuman as I thought I was. It makes me feel more real than anything I've ever experienced.
Sorry, I'm weird. It's totally fine to be weird, as long as your weirdness doesn't hurt anyone. It's totally fine. I think everyone has their own little bits of weirdness in them, so... Again, we get that. Zoned out.
Maybe I can actually have something close to normal life after all. Maybe I don't have to be alone anymore. I allow the ecstasy of that thought to pervade every part of me, right down to the tendrils of my hair. And I know that I absolutely must write about this feeling. I pull out my notebook, sit down at my desk and start to write. I can't help drawing inspiration from the poem I wrote earlier this week. Back then I was writing about the fear of being pushed into an uncertain future. But now, well, the future is still uncertain, but now it feels indescribably wonderful. Tears come to my eyes again as I'm writing. I don't even fully understand what I'm feeling. I only know that I want more, and I don't ever want it to stop. I look over my finished poem. Code's influence is very prominent, particularly the image of his outstretched arm holding the chocolate. I hold the poem to my chest, lost in thought. I really do have Code to thank for this extraordinary feeling. I really need to thank him, to let him know how much I appreciate him. What if I gave him this poem as a gift? I have mixed feelings about this. On the one hand, I want to keep it for myself to commemorate the occasion, but on the other hand, I can't think of a more fitting gift for Code. I write the title Ghost Under the Light Part 2 across the top of the page. I smile. Somehow, the fact that it's a sequel makes it feel like an even more fitting gift. Something that shows Code how much I've grown as a person since meeting him.
Yeah, in 3 days.
And with that, the last of my reservations dissolve, and I know that I must give it to him.
Making toast? You want some? I know you're not asking me, but I would appreciate it too.
I find myself looking forward to tomorrow and seeing his reaction to my gift. But then I remember my promise to Natsuki. I have to write a poem about the beach. I can't help feeling a bit of regret about making that promise. I still think it was a good idea in principle, but I suddenly realized that I don't really know what it's like to go to the beach. Not in terms of a normal person would understand anyway. Going to the beach usually means wearing a bathing suit, and I don't want anyone to see my hideous body, not to mention all my scars. I find the thought very unsettling, and I don't want to ruin the good feeling that today has brought me. I need something to occupy myself while I think of what to do. I want tea. My parents are home already. They're sitting at the kitchen table, reading in silence as usual. Their quiet somberness is strangely incongruent with the happiness I'm feeling. As I start heating the water to make the tea, I feel a mounting desire to reach out to them again. It still feels unnatural to break the silence, but I take a few rapid breaths and find my voice. Hi, Mom. Hi, Dad. They glance up at me from their respective books, but say nothing. I made a friend today. There's a pause.
Damn it! 2 more characters. Okay, how would Yuri's parents sound, guys? How would Yuri's parents sound? Who? Okay.
That's
probably less stuttery, I'm guessing. But probably her mom probably less stuttery, but similar in tone of voice, I'm guessing here.
That's nice. That's nice. Yes, it's very nice. I smile, feeling very pleased with myself. There's another pause, and then they turn to their books.
Stream preparing time, hope for a raid later. Oh, I'm pretty confident you'll get that raid. Well, it depends on whether or not people stick around for it, as you know, but judging by how the stream is going today, I think we will have enough people to do a raid. Potentially. I don't want to jinx myself here, knock on wood. Okay.
I feel like I should try to speak again, but the more time passes, the more awkward it feels to break the silence again.
Tutorial voice? It might be close to what I would consider a tutorial voice. Judging by my voice acting standards, you know.
I turn my attention back to making tea and pour myself a cup to take back upstairs. I know I'm going to spend the rest of the evening wondering if I could have handled that better. But now it's time to write a poem. Any feelings I can muster up about the beach just seem too painful to contemplate right now. But then I realize I'm overthinking things. This is a poem. It can be as abstract or mundane as I want it to be. And I start to write. My poem ends up having nothing to do with the experience of being on the beach. It's more contemplative of the nature of life in the universe. The beach ends up being a rather strange focal point for these themes, but I'm pleased with the result nonetheless. And in its own way, it's a little refreshing to not have to delve so deeply into my feelings for the inspiration to write. Now that it's done, I can relax again. I can resume enjoying my memories of the day. I lie back on my bed, allowing my imagination to wander through fantasies that no longer seem so distant.
You know what? I just had a thought. I know I said I wanted to maybe challenge myself to write a poem by, you know, going for the 20 words that someone chose. But what if I save that idea for another time, and for this particular stream, the poem I write for the VOD will also have the beach as a topic. Like joining in with Natsuki and Yuri's little agreement and also write about the beach. I think that's a decent idea. Don't you guys? So yeah, okay, I think for this stream VOD, if I remember, I will write a beach poem. I have no idea how I'm gonna go about writing a beach poem. No idea right now. But I'm sure it could be interesting.
I lie on my bed again, allowing my imagination to wander through fantasies that no longer seem so distant. When I wake up, it's the next morning. Oh dear, I slept in my uniform. The last thing I remember is finishing my poem. I only intended to lie down for a moment.
About a third poem? I mean, there is the option to request a poem. CodeErr, when we play, can we open our mics? My voice, long story short, my vocal cords got removed and replaced with child's vocal cords. I sound like a child. Sorry for laying it on you. Is that so? I mean, that's fine if that's true. You don't have to explain yourself to me. It's fair. But I guess you had to point that out because you were worried that I might interpret your voice as you being a child. But it's totally fine. I'm not gonna try to delve into how that came to be. If that is accurate thing. Because I'm not sure how comfortable you are with sharing. Doubt my age? But yeah.
I only intend to lie down for a moment. I must have been very tired, or maybe the blood loss is still affecting me. I wonder how long it will take for my body to replenish it to normal levels. That's probably a sign that I should have another big breakfast today.
I'm okay with sharing? If you want. If you're willing to share, I am more than comfortable with listening. You're not the first person to share some stuff about themselves here. I won't say that I will have any deep insight into anything. Because, again, I have very little knowledge of most things. But I'm always willing to listen. I'm always more than willing to listen. So if you want to share, I'm here to listen. If you want, I mainly want, if you want to share, I want it to come from you. I mean, again, I think I have no preference either way. I'm definitely willing to listen, but I am not the one who's gonna go for it. Oh, I see, cancer. So, cancer is a tough thing. One of my old school friends also had cancer. Got past it pretty well, I think. He has a scar on his neck. He still has a scar on his neck, but he's doing very well for himself now. I'm trying to remember what exactly it was, but I know it wasn't the vocal cords for him. So yeah. So it was the only choice. I mean, it's fair. I mean, it would be either no more vocal cords or having someone else's vocal cords. But I'm sure it took some getting used to. Like having a completely different voice and stuff. And I'm sure in the beginning it was like very hard to make your voice come out. Then again, that is probably a lot of speculation on my end as well. But yeah. Can you read this line as Natsuki? Oh my god, you really want me to pull the baka, okay? Why is Thor such a baka? They are literally in love with a med? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Find me clearing my throat because it was my... Yeah, I understand. At least, well, I'm saying I understand. Like, I am understanding of that stuff happening, but it's not like I fully understand everything in depth. That would be a lie. But I get where you're coming from. I get why that would happen. Why that would be the case. Again, cancer is a thing that I have had some people around me deal with as well. Again, one of my friends, and then one of my friends from school, and one of actually the mom of another one of my friends. So it's a horrible thing. It really is. They're both fine, but I know that not everyone is as lucky.
As for my uniform, this is precisely the kind of situation when I would normally change into a spare one, but obviously I don't have that option now. The prospect of going to school in it right now is unpleasant. It feels and smells filthy. I know rationally that it isn't that bad. I was only wearing it for a relatively short time, but the knowledge that I slept in it makes my skin crawl. Not for the first time. I wish I could shut off the part of my brain that dwells on these things. And also imagining how much skin oil and other residues have collected on it. I look at the clock. There isn't time to wash it and still avoid being late for school. I definitely don't want to miss 2 days of school in a row if I can help it. What about I go to the closet and find a bottle of perfume again? I can at least improve my smell anyway. I have no idea how much to use. I just spray my uniform all over. I worry about washing my uniform properly on the weekend when I have more time. That just leaves the decision of what knife to bring today. As I look at my knife rack, my mind drifts back to the events of yesterday, and a smile creeps over my face. Attention everyone, I'm making some changes in my life. Now that I have a friend, I want to see if I can get through the day without you. Sorry, I hope you understand. I'm talking to my knives again. Why do I keep doing that? I should just get ready for school. My time at school makes me curious, makes me conscious of how frequently I reach into my bag. I didn't realize until today how often I compulsively touch the handles of my knives whenever I feel the need for reassurance. But I hold my thoughts and memories of my new friendship with Code, and it helps me get through the day. I'm still feeling fairly good by the time I enter the literature club. The room is empty except for Sayori in a seat at the front. Curiously, she doesn't greet me as she normally does. She doesn't even look up. She isn't even wearing her usual mask. She's letting her sadness show. Normally I wouldn't trouble myself about it. I would just find an isolated seat and start reading my book. But today...
Done making a video game. Here's the link. I'll check that out, but I will likely not do it on stream. I will likely not do that right now because this stream is dedicated to DDLC. But I have to remember to check that. It's not working, never mind. Okay. Take all the time you need to fix it. Take all the time you need.
But today, the new me is going to do something different. I sit in the seat next to Sayori. Sayori, are you alright? The mess is replaced instantly.
Hi Yuri, I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I wonder if I dare try to coax her into talking about how she's really feeling. I am doing quite well, thank you.
That's...
She sniffs the air.
Is that a new perfume?
Well, technically no, but I wanted to try something different today. Mask falters.
Are you wearing it for Code?
That honestly hadn't occurred to me. Would that be a bad thing?
Oh no, it's great that you want to get close to him. I'd like to see him make as many friends as he can. Nothing would make me happier.
The mask crumbles completely.
I'm sorry, I should...
Sayori, I think I'm supposed to cheer her up in a situation like this, but I'm not sure how to go about it. I know we've never really talked before, but if there's something troubling you, you can confide in me. If you want to. She makes a visible effort to recover her smile.
That's really sweet of you, Yuri, but it's okay. It's just a little rain cloud.
Rain cloud? Oh, of course. A metaphor. How very poetic of you.
Thanks.
How long has the rain cloud been troubling you?
Well, you know, sometimes rain clouds show up. It's okay, because they always go away eventually.
There's a long pause. I'm still thinking about how to approach this. Maybe if I reveal a little about myself, it will help inspire her confidence in me. That idea sounds scary, but I remind myself that this is the new me. The new me has to be okay with doing scary things sometimes. Sayori, if I may, I'd like to share something with you about myself. Something personal. I frequently feel depressed. I feel this way for a variety of reasons, partly because of how people treat me at school, partly because of other difficulties in my life. It's led me to read about it and about mental health in general, and I've had occasions to wonder sometimes if you might be suffering from depression as well.
Depression? Oh no, nothing like that. That makes it sound so serious. I just get sad sometimes, like everyone does. I am sorry to hear you feel that way, though. I wish I could make you feel better.
It's alright, I deal with it in my own way, even if I'm not very good at it.
So, do you see a doctor about it or what?
No. I'm self-diagnosed.
Self-diagnosed depression, but I have a feeling for a lot of the characters here it is an accurate self-diagnosis. Can I add you to GC with my friend? He's the one who carried me. He's so nice. I mean, you're free to add me to a group chat. I mean, if I do end up feeling out of place or something, I can always just leave later. I can always just leave later on. So, I don't mind. Plus, I need to get some more interactions in where I can. I know I'm a very quiet person. Even on my own Discord, you will notice that I am definitely far from the most active person there. And a lot of what I say often, like, sometimes I initiate some stuff in there myself, but usually it's either me talking about stuff for the channel, or me reacting to something someone else has said, which even that doesn't always happen. I really need to interact more with people, I am aware. So maybe a group chat like that could also be something that would benefit me in some way. Maybe help me get out of my shell a little bit more. Which, to be fair, this whole streaming thing has already helped me with that a little bit. Because, first of all, when meeting new online acquaintances, I'm like, yeah, I can be myself, because worst case scenario, they're just a random person on the internet. But then also meeting people like Sid and Game, who I interact with more regularly through my streams and even have collabed with in the past. Like, once you reach that point where you actually talk to them more, it is kind of a little bit of a step that was a little bit tough for me to make. But it really does help me get out of my shell a little bit more sometimes. And again, maybe a group chat like that could also be fun. I know I'm rambling, and I'm sorry. Those of you who are watching for the game will be very sad that I'm busy here. Check Discord. Yeah. I will check Discord. I see. Alright, I will join. You know what? I might as well join right now. No reason not to join right now. But yeah, commenting and everything, I will likely... I won't chat during stream, I can promise you that much. But thanks for the invite. Thank you so much.
I'm self-diagnosed.
Then how do you know you have it?
The signs are all there. From what I've read, it's the world's most common mental illness.
Yeah? What's it like?
Well, I am half tempted to explain the pounding in my head that accompanies the storm, or the overpowering anxiety that makes me unable to interact with people in any normal way. There's so much wrong with me that if I start talking about my problems, I might never stop. But I try to focus on that one feeling. It feels like there's a struggle within me to even do mundane tasks, because I find it hard to muster the motivation to do them. There are things I want to do, but I can't bring myself to do them, and I can't really explain why. And sometimes it feels like there's no point in trying anymore, because I'll never be able to live like everyone else. But I still have to find some way to keep living, and find reasons to keep going, even when it feels pointless. I have to pause to try to control my breathing and the shakiness of my voice. I am so anxious I could almost hear my heart pounding, and yet at the same time there's an undeniable sense of relief from finally sharing this.
Yuri, I think I've had depression my whole life. I thought I was the only one who feels this way. But I don't get it. How can you be depressed? You're so smart and talented.
So many reasons, too many to list right now. It isn't about intelligence, it's about emotions. If anything, intelligence just leads to overthinking, which makes the depression worse.
How long have you been depressed?
I can pinpoint the exact day it started. Quite a while, I suppose. I'm
sorry, I didn't know. If I wasn't so worthless, maybe I could have done something to help.
It's alright. If anything, I'm just glad we found out about each other.
Yeah, maybe we can be depression buddies or something.
Is that something like being friends?
Sure, Yuri, friends. Just like you and Code.
Suddenly she leans forward, face down on her desk, and starts sobbing. I'm more than a little stunned. I don't know how to react. I helplessly watch her cry in her seat as she cradles her head in her arms. I should comfort her. I should reassure her. I should do anything but just sit here, doing nothing. I tentatively extend a shaking hand and put it on her shoulder. It feels nothing like the contact with Code did. Am I doing it wrong? I don't know. But now that I've done it, it feels like it would be awkward to take my hand away. I still can't think of what to say. I feel like I'm messing things up. I may even have made her feel worse. I may have just lost my friend as soon as I gained her. I hear her murmuring something under her breath over and over again. It sounds like happy thoughts. Finally, without moving her head, she reaches up and squeezes my hand.
I'm sorry.
She raises her head and starts rapidly wiping her tears away.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see me like this. I don't want anyone to worry about me. I feel like I've barely been in control today. Even thought of leaving school early, but I didn't want to miss coming to the literature club. Seeing friends usually keeps the rain clouds away for a little while. That's why
I invited Code to join the club. She grimaces and nods. He really means a lot to you, doesn't he? She nods again.
I thought that helping him make friends would make me happier, but it didn't work. I'm just feeling worse now. Yuri, can I tell you a secret?
I nod.
It's never been this bad before. The rain clouds, they're just getting bigger and bigger. And they aren't going away. I'm scared, Yuri. It makes me think about... Guys!
As Natsuki bursts in, so Yuri forces a smile back onto her face.
What's Monica's favorite food?
Huh?
What?
It's squid. You know why?
I'm utterly bewildered. Why did Natsuki ask the question if she already knew the answer?
It's in her name, Monica.
It's a pun. Nice play on words.
Good one, Natsuki.
I was just thinking about the festival on the way here, and it came to me. So what are you two talking about? Ooh. Getting bigger? Yeah, the rain clouds, yes. The depression.
Excuse me.
So Yuri gets up and moves to another seat at the back of the room.
What was that all about?
So Yuri said it was a secret, so I don't think I should answer. But then what do I say? I think I'll go read my book now. As I turn away to find another seat, I catch a glimpse of a confused, hurt look on Natsuki's face. Once I'm seated again, I glance at her over my book, but she's back to wearing her usual sour expression. She goes to the closet, retrieves some manga.
She went into the back of the room. The back room! Oh no, we're going to the back rooms, guys. It's happening.
I can't help feeling badly about how I'm handling things today. I may have made Sayori feel worse, and I may have ruined my newfound truce with Natsuki. I'm feeling the absence of my knife more in this moment than I have all day. Certain situations are already confusing enough to navigate when there aren't secrets involved too. I may just have to make up some social skills as I go along. But for now I need this moment to distress myself by reading my book. Just then Monica and Code enter the room, one after the other. Were you practicing piano again?
Yeah.
You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club, now picking up piano.
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too.
I can't wait for the festival!
Natsuki has a real habit of barging into conversations, doesn't she? I feel frustrated. Part of my frustration is with Natsuki's interruptions, though it's hard to stay mad at her when she's smiling for once. Mostly I'm feeling frustrated with myself. I can barely be sociable when talking to one person. When there's more than one, I don't have a chance. I've lost the thread of the conversation already. But I need to focus on controlling my features and my breathing to hide what I'm feeling. I'm sure that frustration would be an inappropriate emotion to show right now. I wonder if I should try talking to Sayori again. She seemed like she had something important to say. And if the way she feels is anything like how I feel, I would be worried that she might think of hurting herself. But of course I know she wouldn't do that. Whatever's troubling her, she's obviously nowhere near as broken as I am.
That's what you think. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway.
Excuse me?
Where's Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are.
Ko walks over to where Sayori is sitting at the back of the room. Oh, I suppose I should have expected that. The woe-begone look on her face is painfully obvious even from a distance. She's so visibly lost in her thoughts that Code has to wave his hand in front of her face to get her attention. I became conscious of the fact that I've spent too long watching them. I should get back to my book, or at least pretend to. As much as I enjoy watching people invariably accuse me of staring and call me creepy. I really haven't made much headway in my reading lately. I've been too distracted these past few days, and today is no different. Today I'm confirmed what I have always suspected: Sayori is depressed, and no one knows about it. On some level it feels good that for once I am more socially aware about something than everyone else, but at the same time I do feel bad for Sayori's predicament. I know well what it's like to have a sense of nameless dread eating away at me. I wish I could have talked to her some more, but it's probably just as well, since Code will obviously know better what to say to her than I would.
I'm the only one here. I mean, you're the only one in chat currently, definitely. According to my statistics, there are some people watching, but I'm guessing most of them are lurkers, and I don't blame them. Those people are appreciated too. As long as you're enjoying the content, no one's forcing you to chat. And if you're not enjoying the content, then you are of course also free to leave. Or maybe you just like watching at this dumpster fire over here. It's like we're looking at a train wreck. You can't look away.
They're so close, she'd be far more likely to confide in him than me. In fact, seeing how concerned he looks for her, I wonder, could he have romantic feelings for her? In fact, now that I think about it, during our conversation today, Sayori seemed saddest when she talked about Code. Could it be that she has romantic feelings for him too? That thought makes me feel something unpleasant.
And being a Code and an wow. Yeah, imagine. Looks at self. Couldn't be me. Yeah, it couldn't be you because it's me.
There's this jealousy. Now that I remember, I felt it on the first day I met Code. I felt it when Sayori was hugging Code, and I also felt it when Monica tried to talk him out of helping me with the tea. Does this mean, do I have romantic feelings for Code? Suddenly, all my emotions are in turmoil as I contemplate this. That would suggest that I was feeling it right from the first time I met him. Could it have been love at first sight? That sounds like something out of children's books. I thought it was just a myth, and yet I wonder, my mind is racing with possibilities. Could my friendship with Code develop into a romantic relationship? That thought feels simultaneously terrifying and exhilarating. I've never seriously contemplated being in such a relationship with someone. It's nice to fantasize about sometimes, but it's the same as friendship in that it's just something that other people do, or maybe characters in my books. But now I feel like I'm closer to having it than I've ever been in my life. Suddenly I'm conscious of the fact that I'm gripping my book too hard. I'm going to damage it if I'm not careful. I take some deep breaths, trying to calm myself, trying to regain my focus.
I'm to be mature in the group chat. Being mature, ain't that something that can be rare?
Trying to regain my focus. I don't really know how I would go about pursuing romance. I don't even know how to pursue friendship. I guess I shall have to look to Code for clues about what to do next. I glance at him again. He's talking to Monica now. They're both repeatedly looking at Sayori with concerned expressions. It's obvious that they're talking about her. Now Monica's going over to talk to Sayori. That's good. She'll know what to say. I feel reassured that Sayori's in good hands.
Yeah, good hands. Let's go with this one. Because they aren't and I don't want you leaving. I've dealt with a lot of immature stuff before. Trust me. Like arguments between... Ironically, as much as I enjoy the former Scary Mario mod development team, there were some very immature moments with them, especially in their fight with So Boring. There was a lot of immaturity in there. Like out of nowhere. Well, I'll see what that's like when I end the stream. Well, Sex was also a song we played, so stuff, you know. But yeah, that's weird stuff I've had on the Discord too. Though I have to admit, a lot of that kind of talk I have actually deleted. So, But I know how to handle it. If it comes down to it. The main reason I deleted on my Discord is because we do have some younger people there too. And that kind of immaturity is something I'd like to moderate at least a little bit. Just so we can have a wider variety of people there.
That's good, she'll know what to say. I feel reassured that Sayori's in good hands. And as for Code, he's taking a seat by himself. He looks like he's deep in thought. I really hope that he would come talk to me when he has the past, like he has the past 2 days. But it's easy to guess why he didn't. He's thinking about Sayori. And with that, all thoughts of romance with him evaporate. I feel silly for having considered it. Oh, obviously if he had to choose, he would go for his lifelong friend instead of me.
Check Discord if you want. Again, likely after I'm done streaming, if anything.
But that's okay though, right? Because he and I are still friends. I just have to remind myself that I'm lucky to have him as a friend. So I suppose that means I should try to be the best friend that I can be. And perhaps that means helping Code and Sayori get together. Even if it hurts a bit. An unmistakable wave of sadness passes over me as I think about it. But it's okay. I'm long used to dealing with pain. I steel myself for what I know will probably be a difficult conversation with Code. That is, if he ever gets around to talking to me. Just as I'm thinking that, he looks over at me. Our eyes meet and I become conscious of the fact that I've been staring at him for a whole time. I turn my attention back to the book, trying to look inconspicuous. But I have trouble hiding how anxious I'm feeling as he walks over and takes a seat next to me.
Why you know girl? The Why You Know Girl reward. That hasn't actually been redeemed in a while. And again, similar to how, you know, the switch to Code-chan is something that people were excited about initially. I'm thinking of adding that for some of the other Code forums you've seen as well. We've had discussions about that as well. Especially Ivanov wanted to see me bring the option in for people to be able to see more of my other forums again. Because let's face it, a lot of them were very like, take Ultimate Despair Code. How situational is that one? Where's the Pibby? You want the purple one? Which I specifically think I go. That would be the virus version of me. Yes, that's the closest. That's the one you mean probably.
Trouble hiding how anxious I'm feeling as he walks over and takes the seat next to mine. I didn't mean to bother you or anything.
Relax, you didn't even do anything.
But I could tell that you wanted to be left alone with your thoughts.
Alone with my thoughts? How were you able to tell that I was thinking like that?
Well, it's something that I do a lot, so it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. Someday I hope to learn to be more discreet.
In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern.
Don't apologize. Your troubles are only the concerns of those who willingly share in that concern.
When is Pibby code? Wow. Again, you have the virus version of me, which I guess is the closest thing you're gonna get.
Like a friend. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comfort in keeping to themselves, but if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
Ah, it's not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she's been a little off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So, I can't help but wonder if something happened to her.
Oh, that's quite romantic.
Huh?
Judging by his expression, that was the wrong thing to say. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that, I just didn't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time, that's all.
I see. He's talking about his friendship as if it precludes the possibility of it developing into a romance. What could it mean if Sayori didn't tell him how she feels? I'll have to be careful about how I approach this. This might be something that she wants to keep secret from him. That perhaps it is unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Quote, the world is full of meaning often hidden deep beneath plain sight.
Seeing kind of a big Pibby smile would be funny. You did, some of my versions do have a little bit of the fun smile. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like like every single version of me shares the exact same expressions, as you know. As you yourself pointed out, the full-on yandere look that is on Virus Chan's face, definitely, yeah. Sorry, can't do it. As in, you can't fix it. Like the thing. Hey, you don't need to rush yourself. You can just take a step back. Sometimes it helps to take a step back and come back to a project at a later date. Maybe you're just exhausted right now mentally, and that's why you can't really focus on fixing it. Which, I get that. You work on that stuff when it actually, when you actually feel comfortable working on it. And I guess, again, if you can't do it right now, maybe it's just that you actually can't do it, but maybe it's just that you need to take a step back. And come back to it later. Here's me giving unwanted advice, but,
The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight, and there are many untold stories behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think that there might be something behind it after all?
Careful. I think that Yuri's a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head. And she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today too, and I also feel some concern for her, but in your case it looks like she was fully occupying your thoughts, wasn't she? I watched his reaction closely.
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, I find I can't quite make eye contact with him now. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess? But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all.
He's so insistent about saying they're friends. Could I be wrong about his romantic feelings?
Yeah, it won't work. Again, maybe you can give it another try after you've had some time away from stuff. Then I'm gonna go commit No, temporarily. Yes. The preview of death that is sleeping. Well, have fun with that one, Matt. And thanks for coming around for the stream. I appreciate it. Don't worry, you won't be missing much most likely, because the stream, we're approaching the 3-hour mark soon-ish.
Could I be wrong about his romantic feelings? I look closely at him again, looking for some sign either way. It could be that, like me, his feelings are buried so deeply he doesn't fully know what he's experiencing. Or perhaps he just doesn't want to admit how he feels to me. I wish there was some way for me to know for sure. He turns away from me, looking embarrassed. It's possible I'm spending too long staring at him again. Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves, and you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings that you weren't aware were in you. I know it's going to hurt to say this, but I have to say it. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her. I don't know if he even cares how I feel about it, but at least he knows he has my blessing if he wants to pursue her.
Yuri, you're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Alright, Cybro, I'll see you around, and thanks for checking in today. Sad to see that, you know, it didn't work out, your project, but again, I hope that in the end you'll have more success than failures in everything. I kissed them. Apparently we're dating. Apparently you are, at least in my chat. I'ma just stay. Also fair. We're like about 10 minutes likely away from ending the stream. Yeah, about 10 minutes. Again, I don't always end punctually on the 3-hour mark, but usually around that time, so yeah. Anyway, it is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah, I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway.
It's clear that he wants to drop the subject, so I oblige. I'm not sure how I feel about the resolution to this conversation. It makes me feel preoccupied as I prepare tea for ourselves. It makes me forget to object when he chooses seats for us. But at least I make sure I'm sitting on the left this time, and I find that if I angle myself inward toward him a little, I can avoid accidental contact with my injured breast. It also brings my right leg in contact with his left leg, but I'm too preoccupied to fully enjoy the contact between our legs. As we sit with the book between us, thoughts and emotions swirl inside me. I value my friendship with Code, I really do. It shouldn't feel like a sense of loss if he wants Yuri more than me, and yet I can't help feeling a sense of desire to have him all to myself.
Rest? Again, we can't forget she still has that injury, like 2 or 3 days ago? I think 2 days ago. Yeah, where she stabbed herself in the chest. It's not like... I doubt that injury would be completely gone by now.
Am I being selfish? Is it wrong for me to feel this way? I can't tell which is worse, the feeling of loss or the feeling of guilt. If Sayori is feeling the same way, then I think I fully understand why she is so upset. Wouldn't it be wrong for me to take Code away from her? I don't know what to do. I think it's time to reassess my situation, priorities, and options. Option 1, confess to Code that I have romantic feelings towards him. This could result in forever life-changing experiences that are beyond my comprehension. But I don't actually know if he feels how he feels about me, so I may end up just making a fool out of myself, and it could ruin my friendship with him and with Sayori. And in any case, it could end any chances of him finding happiness with her. Option 2, I remain friends with Code and help him get together with Sayori. This could help Sayori get out of the depression spiral that she's in. I think that would make me feel good knowing that I helped her, and I would be able to remain friends with her. A second friend would obviously be twice as wonderful, but would I be able to deal with this jealousy that I'm feeling every day? I might poison whatever friendship I have with either of them.
Force closing, bye. Alright, Matt, bye. I'll see you around in future streams. Thanks for coming today, I do appreciate it.
Would I be able to put that feeling behind me? I don't know. I don't have enough experience with these emotions to predict my own reactions. There's so much uncertainty in either of these choices, with obvious possible benefits and drawbacks to both. I need a third option, Option 3, don't make any intentions obvious either way, and I wait for Code to make a decision, or at least reveal his own intentions. In some ways, this feels like the most sensible option, but I don't know how long I will be able to keep these emotions beneath the surface. And if they get any stronger, I think they may eat me alive. I feel like I want more things, I want to move things forward in some way. I don't like all this uncertainty. I think I need to start doing a lot more disclosure about myself to help Code make a decision, and in so doing, help me make a decision. Yes, the more I think about it, the more I feel like this is the best option. I summon up all my courage and get ready to talk to Code. But when I look over at him, I stop myself when I see the intense expression on his face. He's so focused on reading that there are visible beads of sweat breaking out on his forehead. He must be really into the book. I can't blame him, this is a good part. I suppose I'll just have to talk to him later. Maybe when we're sharing poems.
Okay, everyone.
Monica always has a very effective way of saying that phrase. It's enough to pull me out of the deepest reverie.
I will share poems now.
As Code is putting the book away, I realized something. My right breast had been particularly obscuring his view of the book the whole time we were reading. Had been partially obscuring his view of the book the whole time we were reading. I hope it didn't bother him. I suppose I can take it as a sign of his kindness that he didn't complain about it, but it makes me all the more nervous about all the sharing I'm about to do. I feel my heart pounding as I mentally and emotionally prepare myself for it. I just keep telling myself that it will be okay, and I get interrupted by Code handing me his poem. Well, I suppose my sharing can wait for a bit. His poem is as delightful as I've come to expect from him. A giddy smile crosses my face and stays there the whole time I'm reading it. I particularly like the part where he made a rhyme with effulgent.
Ah! So it's confirmed that this word was used in this poem.
A contented sigh escapes me as I hand it back to him. Code, your writing has only improved in these last few days. Every poem you show me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally.
Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me. But I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after.
Is that so? At the moment, I don't think I could stop smiling even if I tried. That's good. It'll make this conversation easier. This feeling, I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this.
I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe that you're so good at something and you've never even shared it with anyone. It's kind of a shame.
Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice.
What do you mean?
Well, I feel my smile falter. I know I'm about to touch on some very painful topics. During lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me, and you could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way of putting it anyway, but books are so full of amazing and inspiring people you want to fall in love with, or people you just know would make really good friends, cheerful people who always put a smile on your face, or deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day. You know, I hesitate, I suppress the encroaching wave of sadness I feel coming. And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type, and they don't hit me. And they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all.
People say that about you?
I'm not a know-it-all, Code. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I'm determined to keep the smile on my face. I'm not going to give in to sadness. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to think about my knives. I have to share this with them. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write. But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you, that I really understood what I was missing all this time.
But I haven't really done anything.
No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful. that's really important to me. It's all coming out, all my insecurities. It feels incredibly emotionally draining to say all this out loud, but I can't stop now. I know I'm a difficult person, Code. I speak too slowly. I second guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things. But every time, you've always treated me just like everyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy.
I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. I would say I've had at least one success. Wouldn't you?
Focus, focus, focus. Keep breathing, keep breathing. It's okay. I feel like I just died a little, but it's okay. Being friends is still a good thing, right? A week ago I didn't even know what it was like to have a friend. I just have to keep reminding myself that this is a good thing. So it wouldn't be right for me to feel like crying right now. Anyway, this is what I agreed with myself to do. Code has made his intentions clear. He and I are friends, and I should let go of this silly dream of romance. If you put it that way, yeah, we really are friends now, aren't we? Despite myself, I feel tears welling up in my eyes. I desperately hide my face in my hands so he doesn't see. I am determined to keep my smile on my face.
Do you want to show me your poem?
Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you. Turning away from him to face my back gives me the opportunity to collect myself. Keep calm, keep breathing, act normal, act normal. It's okay, everything's going to be okay. My hand shakes slightly as I bring out my special poem that I wrote for Code. I still can't quite bring myself to look at him as I hand it to him. As he's reading it, my thoughts swirl around inside me again. Did I do something wrong? Did I share too much? Did I share too early? Or was it inevitable that he would have no romantic interest in me? I feel like I just experienced a missed opportunity, even though I don't know for sure if there was ever an opportunity to begin with. I'm having trouble reconciling my feelings. It isn't exactly pleasant, but it isn't truly a sense of loss either. I still have my friend, I value him, and he values me. That's still more than I've had before. Most importantly, whatever I'm feeling doesn't seem to be evoking the desire to cut myself, so I suppose I can take that as a good sign. That thought in itself helps me breathe more easily. And just how does he feel about Sayori? I feel like I haven't confirmed that. Suddenly I become aware that Code is handing the poem back to me. Did he decide he doesn't want it? I find it harder than ever to make eye contact. Do you dislike it?
No, of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond.
Somewhere within my swirling thoughts, I remember that he hasn't shown himself to be very good at interpreting the meanings of my poems. I try to recall the giddy feeling I had when I wrote it yesterday, but it feels so far away from my confused jumble of emotions right now that I doubt I could put it into words. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one.
That's fine. I understand this one.
I glance in his direction. Does he truly understand what it means to me?
Does this one mean a lot to you?
I nod. I can't seem to find my voice.
I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy that you shared it with me. So thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together.
I hope so too. Why can't I say the words? I just smile. It's all I can manage. Why is he still handing it to me? Oh, right, I forgot to tell him that the poem is a present for him. It's like my voice has stopped working. I will have to try to communicate non-verbally. I reach both hands towards him. I take his hands in mine. The time I spent holding his hand seems to stretch into eternity, though it might actually only be a few seconds, but the energy that is seemingly crackling between us seems to be slowly rejuvenating me. He still looks confused as I gently but firmly push his hands, still holding the poem, back towards him. You can, the poem is...
You mean that I could keep it?
I nod.
I'd love to.
He'd love to. At those words, my jumbled thoughts straighten out a little. I become increasingly conscious of how long I've gone without speaking. There's still a lot that I want to say to him that I doubt I'll ever get the chance to express. But I'll settle down for the most important thing for now. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometimes.
Yeah, Don't worry. I think you do a good job.
I finally feel calm enough to properly turn back towards him. I guess we should move on before Monica says something. I'm sure we can talk again later.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
As he's putting my gift away, I go back to my bag to pull out my beach poem.
Alright, I think this is a good spot to end it. Yeah, I think this is a good spot. Just there we go. So everyone, guys, if you stick around a little bit longer, I would like to do a raid today, especially because game is kind of expecting it, slightly. And I would hate to be disappointing now. But yeah, a lot of people headed out towards the end, probably because it's getting late, like Med and Ivanov. Cybro had to go, so I know a lot of people already left. But I would still appreciate it if those few of you who are still here would stick around for the raid. You also get channel points from it, so I highly recommend it. If you don't want to, I guess I have no choice but to take it as it is. So yeah, bye. We only have 2 people now. Normally I don't raid when we have less than 3 people. I keep saying this whenever it happens because I feel like an attention hog if I raid with less than 3 people. It feels like I'm only raiding to get the, you know, the shout out or something. But that is not the case. I do sincerely just want to raid for the sake of IPGS. One step closer to VIP. Oh, the VIP is the fun. But yeah, let's get this raid going. So I'll see you over on Gabe's stream, right? Officially confirmed that his name is Gabe, finally, since the model reveal. So let's see what Gabe is up to in Yakuza right now. I'll see you all over there. Bye! And there we go. Another stream in the books. I hope you enjoyed. I'd love to have some of you around live in the future, because sometimes it gets lonely. Towards the end of the stream, it got a bit lonely, but it was only towards the end. If you could be around in the future, though, I would appreciate it. See you around. Bye!